So any of you watching who are doing extremely well, you're like, look, I know a few things that I could teach somebody. Go ahead and contact us and tell us we have something to teach, and we'd be really, really glad to bring you in and see what can be done. Okay, so Kev, if you want to take over, I'm done with my spiel, and you can give them some real value instead.
It was a good spiel. So, oh, look at that. Jesse just came on. Beautiful. Okay, so this
just
is...
so everybody knows, he's saying the idea of Jesse being on is beautiful, not that Jesse's beautiful.
Yeah. No, all I can see is this...
Jesse would be handsome. I know you're in Japan, but...
I'm sure he is beautiful, though. Beautiful man, you. Anyway, enough joking. So, here's what I'm excited about, and I'm going to talk to Sean since he's laughing at me right now. But here's what's really exciting, because what a lot of people don't know that's been going on behind the scenes for a very long time now is that we have been very heavily leaning on leaders in DSD. No one person can do anything, right? And so we need the expertise of folks who are out there in the field doing stuff, and bringing them out on webinars. For example, bringing out Sean on a webinar, and having him teach FBA and things of that nature. I mean, my God, the rave, it was just nuts. People went crazy. They learned so much from that. And so who better than to do massive amounts of training for Amazon than Sean Agnew? And I'll tell you, at the event, Sean, are you going to be doing some training for us? Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm super excited about Dallas, and I'm super excited to be able to start to share some of the stuff that has only been kept for, I don't want to say a select few, but really just for my team and, Jesse and Josh and some of the other people we have in our groups, and just share that with the masses, because the results that people are getting from some of the knowledge that I have, some of the tips and tricks that I have, and I by means don't know everything, but the methods that I've taught people, that I've showed people, the results are just outstanding. People are always coming to me like, I watched Monopoly for the last 8 months and I didn't know what to do, and then they send me a screenshot of how they had like $5,000 in sales last week. And I remember the webinar I was just out on a few weeks back. The feedback was just mind-blowing, and it's the complete reason why I love DSD, and why I love to recruit for DSD, because I know when I bring somebody in, I can help them, I can guide them, I can give them a few little tips, and they can just go off on their own and build a 4-figure, 5-figure, 6-figure business over time. So I'm excited with the new direction. I'm excited to work closely with all the leaders we have here. Everybody is awesome. We're like one big family, and it's going to be exciting times. And I've been privileged to see and hear about some of the stuff that's coming in Dallas, and man, you guys are going to be blown away with what's coming in the next few weeks. So I'm super excited.
What's really crazy is when you came out and did training, I mean, like the following couple of days, our inboxes were blowing up. Like, oh my God, I've learned so much on this webinar. This has been just life-changing for me. It's taking their business to new levels. And what's crazy, and I want the new person and the person who's been in here for a long time in DS to recognize this, is that as much training as we have back there, you have Sean come on a webinar and the results get exploded. And in most network marketing companies or affiliate programs, things of that nature, people look for that guy or that person that's going to give them success, and they seek them out. And you don't have to do that here, because we're seeking them out for you. They're already doing it, and you're going to get to learn from them and grow your business in each respective level from these leaders, amazing leaders like Sean. I mean, it's that's what's exciting to me about DSD 2.0, and that's what's excited about Dallas and the events, and man, the amount of training that you guys get from. Come on, go watch the webinar for that, you guys who haven't seen it. And every time we bring out somebody, they just blow it up. What was that, Hitesh?
Would Sean, would you be willing to share some of the results from your team of people who were doing FBA, what we call the old school way, because things just move so fast on the internet, the old school way versus some of the ways that you have seen people changing their business line or running it more in line with what you've been teaching, and how that has changed. And then even, of course, if you can share some of the, we know that you've been using some automation tools
Yep.
that will now be becoming available to members in DSD. Um, Obviously, at no extra charge. Please, guys, don't think this is a launch for new software. But it's when if you would be just willing to share some of here's what I was doing, here's what I'm doing now. I remember looking at your stat of 91% ownership of the buy box, for example. I was like, that's awesome. That right there would be the difference between somebody making $5,000 a month doing FBA versus making $50,000 a month doing FBA. So if you can share some of that, that would be very helpful.
Right. So when I first started with Amazon, it was a real struggle for me. The monopoly trading was pretty good, but I don't know, for whatever reason, it just didn't click. And I stayed up all night a couple nights, just really trying to figure this thing out. Like, I was just really determined to. And I stumbled across a couple methods that I tested out, and they worked. And I pretty much shared it with my team, and I shared it out on a webinar 2-3 weeks ago, whenever that was, and the results have been outstanding for people. I had a lady in Vegas come up to me where she just employed my methods and made $7,000 in the next 30 days, and now that lady is selling $125,000 to $150,000 a month on Amazon. And your results may vary since we're talking about income, but those are the types of things that people are achieving with these methods. And because that was so successful, I've continued to just, push and read and do as much research as possible to, figure out how to improve my business. And, some of the people on my team, my direct downline, have been the beneficiaries of it because I've been sharing it with them. And, I plan on releasing some of that stuff at the event, and I plan on releasing some of that stuff in DSD 2.0. And Hitesh alluded to the buy box thing, and some people on the webinar or on this hangout might not be at Amazon, but the buy box is the little box to the right of an Amazon listing that people will go click on to buy. And some people don't know, but there could be like 30 other sellers. If you have that giant yellow button, your chances of getting a sale are significantly higher than if you don't. So I've been kind of pushing and working with Hitesh. Some nights messaging him at like 4 a.m, probably keeping him up all night, and just feeding him the information that I wanted to see in DSD 2.0 to help you get that buy box, to help you rank your item up on Amazon, to help you get more sales and increase your e-commerce business. So I'm excited to see all that stuff come, because I know that I've had the privilege to have that. And like Hitesh alluded to, I had an item where I was getting 7% of the time the buy box, and I took that to 90%. So instead of getting like 5 or 6 sales a day, I was getting like 30 to 40 sales a day on this item because of that little hack that I figured out, and Hitesh has gone in the background and built it for you guys. So I'm super excited about all that stuff that's coming on the FBA side, on the monopoly side. Let me tell you that for those of you out there, like the lady I referred to, who's already selling us $100,000 on Amazon. That's just scratching the surface of the potential of Amazon, and what we have coming out in the next few weeks is going to skyrocket your incomes to the next level. So I don't want to keep talking, because I could just take over this whole hangout talking about how excited I am. So I'll toss it back to you guys.
Yeah. So, well, if I can mention just one thing, so this is the fun part about a lot of the stuff, like Sean just mentioned. So what we basically did is we go to a guy who we know is doing exceptionally well on Amazon, right? So Sean is doing really well, and he has a team of users who are doing really well. So we go to him and say, what's your dream? Okay, like what would be like a dream scenario? What are you doing exactly right now? What would you be really happy if you saw happen? I don't care if it's possible or not, just tell me about it. So he's telling me about this buy box thing. And it was funny because I talked with Sean about this afterwards. Because there's the ranking stuff that he does, there was ranking stuff that I was doing on Amazon. We were bouncing off, different ideas on that. And I go in and I start looking through all this API stuff that Amazon makes available. And lo and behold, there's this little hidden thing in the API. And I was showing Sean this, which literally spells out exactly what basis Amazon uses to give you the buy box and gives you rankings based on these different factors. Just insane, because here is stuff that people will charge you $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 for, and pretend like this is a super secret special stuff nobody can know. And it's right there in Amazon's developer API code. It's spelled out like clear as day. So I looked at it, I was like, Sean, this is what this thing is saying. Is this true? And he's like, I don't know. I didn't need the API doc. I just figured it out over time. So it's stuff like that, right? So now when we look at this, we're like, okay, so we can develop something around this. We can give it to all of our DST members and just explode their results on FBA. because they're going to get the buy box way more than everybody else. And the similar kind of stuff happens on eBay side. Similar kind of stuff happens on even the fully managed FBA side or monopoly side of things, which isn't quite FBA and so on. So it's really cool when we start talking about what's actually coming, because now we have the numbers. We have seen these leaders do it. We have seen their team members already do it. We have seen. I mean, I'm seeing it spelled out by Amazon saying, if you do this, we will give you way more money. And it's like, okay, Amazon, we will do exactly this. So it's awesome. We kind of get excited about some of this stuff, but we are basically just telling you that we almost have the holy grail figured out of some of this stuff. And it's beyond the point of, let's train you and teach you a secret. It's, here, click this button, and now it'll be done for you. So anyway, enough talking about that one section. Moving on, Kevo, if you want to maybe talk a little bit about what's coming for our pro users, because obviously the majority of the users are pro users.
You read my mind. I actually wanted to hop into that, and
it's actually on the whiteboard behind you.
I'm not going to put it on the whiteboard behind me, but I was. It's kind of crazy because I get to view all this material as it comes in, and I get to get it up on the 2.0 and all this stuff. It's amazing, but real quick, Kenya and Alessandro and Jesse have just blown the doors off of Pro, and this is one of the most important things you can possibly have in DS, because it's our intro product. It's what the average person will see day one when they come in, right? And so I'm pretty excited with what they're doing, and I just want to kind of, on the English side and then on the Spanish side, and I'd like to talk about that too. But I'd love for Kenya and Jesse and Alessandro to kind of elaborate on, what is coming for Pro, some of the changes that you're going to see in 2.0 that you think are going to make a huge difference for the average person, for that new Pro person, even for the veteran Pro person. So I guess either Kenya and Alessandro or Jesse with he looks kind of suspect because I just see a hat, so I don't know. So Kenya, if you could kick it off, and Jesse, just kind of take it away and let us know what you got.
I was one of those people that put up my listings and didn't make a sale right away, and I was frustrated, and I didn't understand why, and it was pointed out to me why, and so now what I do is I review a ton of listings from people, and after I review them, and they make the changes that I tell them to make, and they make the little tweaks, it never fails. They'll message me and say, I made a sale. Well, yeah, because we implemented some techniques and some training and some titles and photo stuff. I mean, there are some small things that pro users can do that will help them get an increase in their sales. And our goal for a pro user is not for them to stay there and make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars there. It's an intro product where you need to learn some very important key foundations that if you can get the foundations down, you will be successful in your e-commerce career. When you move on to Elite and Unleashed and all the other great products, even Monopoly can be lumped in. Some of what you get in the Pro foundations are important for Monopoly. So, we are going to continue to make sure that we are on top of all the eBay changes, because those do happen a lot, and those need to be updated in Pro all the time consistently. But ultimately, you're going to get your foundation in Pro, and if we can get you to make we want people to make money right away. We want them to see that it works, and then we want them to upgrade to the higher levels, because that's where they're going to increase their profits, as long as you get the foundations down. I've had countless people tell me, I want to start at Elite. No, you don't want to start at Elite, and I tell them why. So the things that we've been putting into the training in Pro are, between myself and Jesse and Alessandro, absolutely critical that you get these things down, and they range from opening your account all the way to your title, to your description, to item specifics, to photos. Do you want to add anything?
Yeah, well, aside from all the pro stuff and everything that we have going on as far as the training, we also kind of put some stuff back there to kind of get people to kick it in high gear and to stay motivated as well. As Kenya and I on our team, we go through and we see people that are doing the listings, we notice a lot of people get discouraged because it's a new skill set that they're learning. And so what we actually did in these videos, Kenya and Jesse mainly did the pro videos and I did the motivational ones, but they really just spelled it out really clearly so that you're able to move forward on this and take some massive action on making money right away, because that's the goal, obviously, is to make money as quickly as possible, because what DSD does is it completely takes away what every other company out there can never do, and that's make you money from the end user's side.
And we took this is the part that I love, because what we're doing is going to make your job as a sponsor to your new members much easier. We took basically all the questions that we're hit with all the time. I mean, we get a ton of questions. Since day one, we've had questions. And Jesse and I collaborated and we're like, okay, what questions do they have that we need a video on? What needs to be included so that all these questions that, are now second nature to us maybe aren't for the new person who's just starting to sell on eBay. So it's going to be great. Everything is very clearly laid out, very systemic. It will be continuously updated along with eBay changes. I know that it's frustrating when you look on the and you say, oh, the training doesn't say to do that. It looks different now. We're going to be keeping on top of that, and we're going to be updating everything so that your new people won't log in and see something different than what's there. Sorry.
That's awesome, and I want to toss this over to Jesse here in a second. But real quick, this is amazing. We have several different teams on this Hangout, okay? As far as the affiliate side, and every team comes out with their own training, okay? They come out with their own training to supplement what's happening in DS, and that is no longer necessary in 1,000 different ways, because the best of the best who are out there providing exceptional over-the-top training are now teaching you. There's no need to go look for somebody else to learn from, because, hey, the best are out there. They're teaching you inside the system. So very, very exciting. And the motivational stuff, I know a lot of people cringe when they hear motivation stuff, especially Atash. He's cringing right now as you say motivation. He shivers and looks up, right? He's like, motivation, no. That's Atash. But if you see the motivational stuff from Alessandro, it's not like, put your chin up and get happy and it's going to be okay. He understands the difference between the mindset of a successful person and a non-successful person. And 9 times out of 10, what happens when people fail in DS, if they do fail, it's because literally the mindset, and not in some crazy way. The mindset as in, I put up one listing and I stopped. Well, that's not perseverance. Come on, let's get some more up there, And there's some books you guys are going to see that he recommends back there, and I'm pretty excited. I might get some of those and just pass them out at the event. So I mean, it's really cool. It's really cool. And when I first heard his voice on the trading, I got all giddy, right? I got giddy, and I told Kenya, I was like, who's taking pictures? I got giddy. I could hear it. It's like anyway, I got giddy, and I was like, Kenya, I can't believe this. Alessandro's on here. This is amazing. And I got all excited because I'm a big Alessandro fan.
Well, to clarify though, when we're talking about this motivation, it's more about like a solid business plan, right? Which is entirely different from sitting there and trying to attract the wealth to you in some magical way. Okay, this is more about, you need to have a proper business plan that you can follow, that is going to be successful, that's based on numbers, that's statistically verified. That's really what we're talking about. That's what we are in general talking about right now as well. And here's one other really important factor about all of this is specialization. You notice that when Kenya is talking, she's talking about, I review all these listings from all of my team members and so on. And Sean is talking about these little hacks in selling on Amazon. Okay, these two, they're completely different and they're completely individually specialized to what they're doing. So what's better, trying to find one person who knows a little bit about everything, or get a group of people, each one specializes in their one thing, they teach you that one thing. So when you go through this journey, remember there's this little video in there that you go through this journey, start with drop shipping, add in cashback, add in more sources, go to Amazon, start selling there, and then sourcing your own items. When you go through this journey, at each step you have a specialized person who's helping you through every step of the way. You'll get way better results, and that's not based on this idea that you'll get better results. It's based on numerically you will get better results, because we have already seen that play out. Now, on the other side, I do want to point out something. I think maybe about 10% of DSD's user base is in the downlines of all the leaders that you see on here right now. But I bet at least 30% of DSD members have been exposed to training by these guys. In fact, we just got a message from somebody saying, I used Sean's training and made $4,000 last week. I sold almost $4,000 in the last week using Sean's training. And I don't even know if she's in Sean's team at all, right? She was just exposed to Sean's training. So, by the way, if all of you who are watching this right now, if you could make a comment in the comment box below, just to thank these guys on here, just let them know, you know what, I've seen your training, what I've interacted with you, you have helped me, and so on. That would be, I'm gonna clarify, they said Sean is awesome as well. So I'm gonna cease the speech. Let's move on to Jesse as well, because here's a guy who is an example, because we're talking about all these big numbers on Amazon. We don't want to give the illusion that you can only make big numbers on Amazon, because here's Jesse, and we actually have a couple of the trainers as well, who are all doing just as well or more sometimes on just eBay side of things. So Jesse, if you want to enlighten us with your Indian ways, I mean.
I'm really excited. I'm so excited that I came on the camera. It's been a long time now. But yeah, Kenya and I basically, for the pro training, we laid it out step by step. There's nothing missed. Even the eBay, like the listings, some don't have policies, some don't do, and I made sure I went through all the scenarios possible to make sure everybody gets the step by step training. And because I'm an SEO guy, I threw some SEO stuff in the pro training to help you guys, get off your, basically take off from the start, so you guys can, further advance your training in elite and stuff like that. But I even threw in some stuff where I don't. Before it was more like you're kind of guessing what items you're supposed to list, kind of like picking random. I kind of made it so I actually know what is selling and how to find those kind of items on Amazon. And even if it's not selling, you can find a similar item that you can throw up there and rank it and sell it on eBay. And in the last 14 months, I personally, again, income disclaimer, I did over 800,000 in sales. I showed Sean all the time my numbers. I did a test account with Sean, and within like a week, we did like $2,000 profit with 30 items. So I mean, so we basically laid this out there for you guys, and yeah, that's it for me.
Lose Kevin?
Kevin disappeared.
I'm here. I'm good. So I want to talk. One thing we didn't get to do with you yet, Jesse, and I really want to do this, is get you out on some affiliate side of the house too, because for those of you watching this, Jesse's just a crazy power hitter. He's doing some just amazing, ridiculous. One of the best in the industry, easily. I mean, top 5, top 10. So, Jesse, are you
Yeah, for sure. We were talking, right? So yeah, basically I know a bit about blogging and stuff like that, and I'm gonna basically lay it out for you guys what I do. Yeah, like step by step. It's actually a lot easier than you think. I already taught Sean some stuff, and he's ranking pretty well now. And I'm basically gonna put this in the market extreme when we get it all ready for you guys.
That's what I'm talking about. So another thing, at the event, I want to just kind of real quick go back to Kenya real quick, and just ask, at the event, do you plan on coming on stage and teaching any pro stuff? Jesse, are you guys down for going on the stage? Actually, who wants to see these three on stage at the event, training on some extended pro material? You guys can just scroll down, toss in the chat if you're interested in seeing that. I'm sure everybody is. Kind of a loaded question, but yeah. What do you guys?
Away, and I was frustrated, and I didn't understand why, and it was pointed out to me why, and so now what I do is I review a ton of listings from people, and after I review them and they make the changes that I tell them to make and they make the little tweaks, it never fails. They'll message me and say, I made a sale. Well, yeah, because we implemented some techniques and some training and some titles and photo stuff. I mean, there are some small things that pro users can do that will help them get an increase in their sales. And our goal for a pro user is not for them to stay there and make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars there. It's an intro product where you, and after I review them and they make the changes that I tell them to make and they make the little tweaks, it never fails. They'll message me and say, I made a sale. Well, yeah, because we set stuff on you too.
Yeah, he's gonna Jedi mind trick you is what he's gonna do. He's gonna make you...
I'll show everybody at the event how anybody who has 30 minutes a day could make DSD a huge success. 30 minutes a day. I'll show them how they can do it. Practical.
Yeah. That should be an infomercial. 30 minutes a day with Alessandro.
There you go.
Now, Spanish. I want to talk about the Spanish. Can we? Let me see.
Rocio's on.
Rocio, can you talk a little bit about the Spanish? Because what people don't, we have Spanish section DSD right now, and redoing everything, and I don't understand it. But if you come out, because I don't talk with it, but if you can come out and talk a little bit about what is it for the Spanish community? You've got she's like, this Spanish is amazing. Yeah. So,
No. Rocio, before you start your volume a little bit. I think it's very echoey. We can't hear.
I think I have all the volumes on. Let me see. I don't know.
I think we're good now.
Okay. Well, where to start? I really appreciate the invite here first of all, because we've been like working behind the scenes all the time in of Valencia, and it was like we feel like in the shade, not knowing if we was doing right or wrong at first, trying to help everybody else, and I don't know, it was just something that we just started doing to help just a little bit people, and then all of a sudden things started wrong with Spanish. So we decided to get up our results not knowing anything. Actually, our English is better now than it was before, because I was like trying to translate Roger's trainings and he says, and I was like, what? Okay, I had to do a little bit more of us, but yeah, we had something going on, and our group grew a lot, and I don't know, I'm just blown up right now on how big our team it is right now. And about the training, well, yeah, we do our best to translate the most of it accurate as it is, and we really love what it is right now. How Kenya and Jess is working the training right now is really pretty good, and we was already seeing a lot of changes, and we was like trying to, as Kevin was saying, was trying to complement the training, and now with the training, how it is right now is really gonna be perfect, because we're not gonna need doing those other things, and I feel like it's even more complete, more understandable, and very very helpful to us, because we was already getting a lot of our members asking us, like, it's not looking the same, I don't understand this, it doesn't look the screen the same, and we were getting already in trouble about it. But yeah, I don't know, Kevin, if you have a question about what we're doing with. I just think I am all over. I'm all over the wall, all over Kenya's, and always go with Offie like, look, Kenya's doing this. We need to translate that. We need to inform this to the team, and it's crazy, but it's fun, and have grown a lot ever since then, because we started from zero, not knowing marketing, not knowing anything about eBay, not knowing anything. anything about anything.
Well,
So,
you know what's amazing is every time I try to get in contact with you, or I mean, we have our own Skype, chat room. But every time I look, okay, what's going on? I want to get on the phone, and every time I have a moment, it seems like you're always training your team. It seems like you have like a webinar every 5 minutes to train your team. And so my question, I mean, I'm excited that you're bringing that level of commitment to DS, but I would ask you, and I'd get excited about this, if we could set up some Spanish pro or maybe some Spanish unique webinars for people that could bring their the masses in, and that would be beautiful. I think people would love it. So
yes, actually, it's something that we were asking for because we always are training our team. Every Monday, we are training them pro, and Tuesdays, elite day, elite, I mean, and we start doing like exclusive group of Monopoly and Genesis, and we have people, Spanish people, that is already surpassing us our results. And I think like 2 weeks ago, I have a girl in Monopoly who just paid $10,000, almost $10,000 in profit. So I'm like, okay, we need more of this. We need more people creating these results, and it's just because of that, because they need the information, the right information in Spanish. If it were not for that, because many people don't know English, there is not fluent like we are, well, that would be a different story. But thanks to that, is they having those results, they having the training, and we also getting well, we have people that is like, like Jesse, like Sean, that they are just looking for better ways and better the technique and everything. And we are, because we have a full team that is getting well prepared on these boxes.
thank you. That's awesome. I appreciate it, and I think everyone's going to appreciate your spin on the Spanish side, and if we webinars and things of that nature. I mean, we cover such a huge segment of DS. So thank you, and I want to kind of
Can
move.
we mention one very critical thing though, which really Roshu reminded me of this, is so far you might have noticed that in general, because of the way eBay behaves and the way Amazon behaves, the largest market being the US, a lot of stuff in DSD has been very US centric so far. And there's this, I won't call it unfair advantage. It's a very fair advantage, but there's an advantage that US people get just because that's how eBay and Amazon work. Now, there are some moves that both eBay and Amazon have been making in international markets because they want to move into that sphere, right? There's this huge market out there that they're trying to get into. And because of that, and because of people like Rocio, and then we actually have two of the content providers, Nathan and Dion, they're actually on an international tour right now. They're setting up international things with Amazon and so on. There is a lot of movement happening on the international side of things. So far, DSD has been pretty much a US thing. It's largely been a US thing. It's understood in the US side, but we're moving into, first of all, eBay and Amazon themselves behaving in a way where they're trying to attract international customers. On top of that, we have a really unique platform that we had discussed at the last event that we couldn't make live because of new changes that eBay was putting out. But there's this new platform that we'll be making live within DSD that will allow international members to coordinate with US members so they can get started immediately and then transition out as they need to. So that actually opens up DSD to a whole new world that so far we've been kind of hesitant to go out there and say, you know what, yes, you can definitely be successful with this. You kind of have to give them the take 90 days and build up your PayPal, and then take this much time to build up your eBay, and then slowly transition into selling on US markets. They'll actually be able to start getting into that right away. So it'll really change the environment for a lot of the DST users who are international or who have been waiting, affiliates who are international affiliates, they've just been waiting for the chance to go there and say, yeah, we want to be able to do this, and we can now actually invite our 8,000 Russian friends and 12,000 Bulgarian friends and so on and so forth. We actually have the chance to pull that off as well. Hey, real quick, before we forget, I really want to bring on Nikki, okay, because
Reading my mind.
Nikki,
I mean, that's the definite.
that's what I do, Kevin. That's what I do.
You're
It's all of. I saw his Alessandro's video, so I know how to read your mind now. So let's bring Nikki in, Greg. because, I want to address this from two separate sides. Okay, we can all talk about the big money, right? We can all talk about, hey, look, Sean knows how to make $25,000 tomorrow because he can do all the stuff. And yes, so do Kevin and so does Sitesh. But the question is it truly replicable at a big level, right? Now, with Nikki's stuff, one of the best things is that there are aspects of things that she has taught. And for one, like these are people who are doing it manually, right? They're doing it and they actually record every step of the way. So it's not like, hey guys, you should go to a store and find cheap stuff. They actually walk into a store and they record themselves looking through stuff and they're like, this is something we won't take, this is something we won't use, here is stuff that we will use for FBA. And they're basically covering how to do this on a very, very small budget. Instead of trying to first go out and source an item and bring that item in and quality check it and ship it into Amazon, package it, they're actually showing you how to do that at a very, very low cost. One of the best things that I saw within their team, within one of the people who had been taught by them, and this was the fun part, this lady had seen some of Nikki's stuff, did not even know Nikki, I don't think, because she contacted me and said, I saw this video by this person and I'm now using their couponing system. And we're using their couponing, the thing that I learned about couponing, and I'm using that and I'm making like all this extra money from that. And it was very encouraging because this was a person on very, very low budget, did not understand even how to talk to somebody in China and so on. And it was just extremely successful. So I really want to bring her in because I want to talk about how we are now also offering something that on the Genesis side of things really practically can work. We've already had it in theory, in theory we've been teaching it, but can practically see how it's done and practically see how they can be very successful, very low cost. And one of the things we're trying to get Nikki to do, and please comment about this because she's swayed by public opinion a lot. Okay, this is her weakness. Please comment below if you would like to see her actually do this live at the event, because I think it'd be amazing for her to show some of the products live at the event and say, look, here is something that I picked up from my local dollar store, and here's how much profit this thing generated. Now go out and buy 10 of these from the local store over here. So it would be really awesome if you guys do start putting out some things for that. And Nikki, you can take it away if you can be unmuted and so on.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I would turn my camera on, but I'm literally sitting in my car right now. I don't think you want to see that. But no, you hit it right on the nose. One of our biggest things that my husband and I have tried to do was to make sure that Genesis was, applicable to people of any budget type. So, when we first started going out there and shopping, I think it was like the very first event back in Vegas, and that's kind of how we got our name out there because we literally stopped at every Target and Dollar Tree from Vegas back to Houston, and that was a massive drive. We filled up the car and we documented everything from start to finish, and we just continued along that path because our biggest thing was we don't want people to sit at home and not use the software, not use the program, the training, because it's awesome, So, and you don't have to spend $1 million to get, this stuff up and moving. Our very first shipments to Amazon cost us $73. And it was purely from Dollar Tree and nothing else. We had the funds to go out there and spend all kind of extra money, but we sat back and thought about it, why? Show limit that we set on ourselves was $20, and we wouldn't buy anything that cost over $20. And we changed that because if anybody follows, I have an unhealthy infatuation with the store called Five Below. Our dollar amount limits from $20 to $5. So at this point in time, the Witherspoons do not send anything into Amazon that costs over $5. And we've been able to generate sales. I mean, I can't even talk about it. We have about anywhere on any good day, we've got maybe 30 to 50 sales per day because we've been able, by not having to spend so much money on individual items, we're able to have a really large inventory out there, and it's not costing us the money that some people might think. Now, mind you, we still do China. We have 16 private label products, but the majority of our inventory is through arbitrage, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and that's what we're going to bring forth to the DS Domination members to show you all physically how to go out there, what to think when you walk into a store, where to go, what to grab, what not to grab. Talk about things like hot alley, which is my husband's favorite word when we go into the store, and just show you that it's easy. we've talked to so many members that would go into a store and basically come back out with nothing, and they walked around like Target or Dollar Tree for like 3 hours and come back out with nothing and just get discouraged. And I kind of want to pass out because I can walk into a Dollar Tree and come out with 5 carts easily. I kind of want to show everybody that it's doable, that it's possible, and you don't need to break the bank to get this business up and moving. So that's where we're at, and we're excited to share that with everybody.
Beautiful. So, and I mean, I've actually seen this. We actually spoke with them in person and tried to get them to pay for my meal actually, because I was like, "You're making all this money," but they wouldn't. I apparently overeat. So we've actually seen this play out, over a pretty significant period of time. Nobody can deny it. Their content has been amazing, and one of the best things, in my opinion, is actually not just that they know the stuff; it's they know really well how to document everything along the way, right? So it's one thing to say, "Oh, let me tell you what I did." It's another thing to have basically a GoPro cam kind of thing going for them, and they're recording every single thing as it's happening. They're showing you, I'm using this tool now to tape this up. I'm going to now use this packaging style. I'm going to send this in, and here is the UPS store that I'm going to take it into. And so it's really, really good from that perspective. Again, once again, this is all a part of Genesis. If you're in Genesis already, you're getting all of this stuff at no extra cost. It's just coming out for you guys. The whole idea is you can actually now get behind the little gaps that we had in the product side, the little issues that we had with people saying, "Oh, I tried it, but I didn't quite know how to do this part or that part." That's not there anymore, and it's never going to be there, because I'll give you guys a live example. This just happened today. So um, there's a new eBay change that's going to come out in June, and one of our leaders posted it in the chat. They said, "Here's a new eBay change that's going to come out." Within 15 minutes, there was discussion between all of these guys. Okay, not with us coming in there being like, "So you guys, you do something." Between them, there's a discussion. Okay, so we need to make a pro video about this particular change and show them how it works. Then we had a discussion about the impact on business. I called up and talked with a couple of people at eBay, actually, two separate individuals, and we knew exactly what needed to be done, what the impact was going to be, how we're going to include that in the new automation, and it's done. So it's so fast and it's so quick, and it really, in one way, this new change is actually going to help our members tremendously, because it's going to help you with ranking better. That's the flow, that's the direction that everything is headed in. And maybe we'll talk a little bit about automation here in 1 second after we talk a little bit about the affiliate side of things. So you can have Josh and Aaron and Trent talk a little bit about it. We already had Josh on a webinar recently, and you all saw what he did. I think he single-handedly made us all look pretty dumb when it comes to marketing. So if you can have Josh talk a little bit more about his crazy stuff, and then we'll talk about the secret little flash drive thing that we're going to do at the event for all of the event attendees. If you could go with that, Kevin, that would be great. I wish you were wearing a shirt with a pocket, but you're not, so it's, yeah. But so if you can have Josh and Trent and Adam talk a little bit about it, that'd be awesome.
Definitely. It was great having Josh come out, and we're still trying to get Trent out. It's been not his schedule. Our schedule has been kind of a conflict, so I apologize, Trent. I can't wait to get Trent out to show you guys some stuff. He's amazing. But you guys saw the power of what Josh is doing. I mean, you were either on the webinar by now, you were either there, or you saw it by now. And he just did some amazing things. And offline talking, we're like, look, it'd be really cool if we did X, Y, Z. If we built this funnel out that could replicate Josh, kind of pick him up and plop him in your lap, and he can go ahead and get it done for you. So we've got all kinds of tools and resources and sales funnels that we're mapping out, that we're putting in for you guys, replicating what Josh is doing. And he's brought in like 800 plus people into DSD. So come on. That's going to be something you guys are going to get at the event. But also, we twisted his arm, and he's going to come do some training at the event. So we're pretty excited about that. Josh, what are you looking at as far as training at the event for our VIP members? And I think you're muted. Am I the only one that?
No, he is muted, but I think he's muted on his mic, not on his not on Google Hangout. He's trying to unmute himself on Google Hangout. Josh, try unmuting your mic itself. I think you muted your headset or something. And while you figure that out, we will pass on and talk with Trent in the meantime, and we'll come back to Josh.
That sounds great. Trent, I'll tell you, YouTube beast, and even came out with a product, and it's amazing. I was going through it, and I was like, "Are you serious? You're seriously got this out there." So Trent's going to come out and do some affiliate training for us, and he's graciously agreed to do that. And again, twisting his arm, saying, "Look, what can we do to get you to the event to make sure that you're teaching, a lot of this advanced stuff at the event for the VIP folks." And he decided, he said, "Yeah, let's go, let's do it." He's all about it. He's like, "I just want to help people succeed." And Trent, I mean, again, 850 plus people personally sponsored into DS on the ground in the trenches running, and he's going to teach you guys how to do that. So Trent, what do you got for these? What do you got for everyone that you can kind of open up and show them at the event?
Yeah, it's basically a comprehensive look at YouTube. A lot of people are scared to get out and do videos. I mean, but there's definitely a way to break through the fear, and there's ways to do videos without showing your face. One of the best sources of traffic that you can get online is free targeted traffic. So, like, when you're talking about YouTube, that's exactly what that is. I mean, for example, like Kenya, she's done the training and stuff. She's ranking for a keyword right now that has over 1 million results. She's like the 4th position. I mean, think of the power of that. Like, just depending on what you want to put out there. If your keyword's DS domination and bam, somebody types it in and you show up, and there's a lot of power in that. So I'm gonna basically show you what I've done to get that many people into DS domination. There's all kinds of stuff that I've figured out, just doing trial and error and stuff, and it absolutely works. So for all of you that are coming to the event, I'm going to show you guys that stuff, so make sure that you guys are there. I'm not going to hold back anything. So, yeah, I'm ready to show everybody whatever they want to see. Yeah, for sure, I'm here to help.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that. And there's again, like Trent just said, if you're don't want to get on camera, that's perfectly fine. If you were to look at some of my first videos that did a lot of money for me, it was a picture of me and my son. But we're going to take it a little step further than that. We're actually going to give you an outline to go by. All you do is pull it up on PowerPoint and record it as you talk, and we're going to teach you how to edit that. And that's going to be delivered to you in this nice secret thumb drive that we're going to be giving out to VIP members at the event. So, yeah, and I get to work with Trent on this and make sure that you guys have the best, content on there that you can just edit, record, YouTube, done for you kind of stuff, guys. So I'm stoked. I'm stoked about that portion. I'm stoked about Trent being able to come out there and teach you guys. And I want to do something real quick because I usually do this on webinars. I'm going to ask you a question right below this video. I'm going to put who wants Trent. What you got to do, I'm going to post that as a question. If you scroll below this video and click on the comment section and hit that sort by, if you sort by newest, you'll see that pop up, and you can kind of just go ahead and leave a little comment. If you don't see it, that's fine. Just put, "Look, I'm ready for Trent's training at the event. I'm ready to go. I want to see some love from my boy Trent here, because the value he's about to give you is just insanity. It's insanity. I go through his courses. I'm on one of your. I did a testimonial for the thing. It's outstanding. So I'm pretty excited. But yeah. And Josh, how we doing, buddy? Are we muted? Unmuted yet? Dang it. Nope. Still.
We can see your lips moving, Josh, but we still can't hear you. He just messaged us and he said it's because of his Mac. All right, that's fine. All right, well, listen, first of all, let me clarify something. So, whatever level you are in DSD, you've already seen thus far, we've had all these guys from the affiliate side, you've seen guys on FBA side, you've seen guys on sourcing from China versus sourcing internally, you've seen guys who are doing monopoly where they're not even sourcing a nine, you've seen guys on Pro, you've seen guys who are selling on eBay from not using Amazon as a source. You've seen all of this stuff, right? The idea here is to give you guys the pick of the litter and say what appeals to you, what fits your business mindset, or in Alessandro's case, what fits with your mindset, and you can just go ahead and pursue that. Okay, so if you're at one level or another, or you have let yourself lapse in DSD over time, or you're like, hey, I have all the stuff that I wanted to do, and just I already have the training. What else is there for me? Here's what's actually there for you. So far, all of the stuff that we've talked about is all this new training, all this new methods, and all that stuff. Now let's talk about what happens when you combine this training and methods with the actual software side of things that makes it work. Okay. Now you might remember about a year ago, we put out this free tool called Listing Integration and Insights, which was really put out there because we saw that there was kind of a need for it. We didn't charge anything for it. We put it out there, and the idea was it was going to manage about 250,000 to 500,000 listings, and it did that. Now we are up to somewhere around 1 million and 1.25 million. So we are looking at 5/4 of a million, and that's how many listings it's trying to handle, which doesn't really do the job for it. Now, thankfully, we had preempted this, and we had already been developing this entirely new structure for DSD2. Josh, we can hear you now, so don't say anything yet. So we basically have this entirely new base developed for the software side, and as we were going through it, we were like, okay, it's great that we can now provide listing integration in what it was doing already, but we would really like to do something more than that. So first of all, we were able to expand our resources and see that we could integrate with not just one or three sources of products. We've been able to integrate with about 24 of them. Okay, so you will have a whole lot more flexibility to go out there and basically sell from whatever place you would like. The other thing we were able to add is an intelligence system to it. And what this intelligence system does is it looks at your account, and let's say that you are selling an item that's available on Amazon and it's available on Overstock. But on Overstock, you get, let's say, a 7% cash back when you sell from there. It's able to look at the sales prices available, and when an item goes out of stock from one place, it's able to say, well, you should still source from this place because you will, after your cash back, you're still going to make a profit. Or it can look at those and say, instead of selling from Amazon this time, you should really source from Overstock because at this moment in time, with your cash back added in, you make a bigger profit. So that kind of takes away a lot of the headaches of the daily management. Now, once you actually start getting a lot more listings out, one of the most tedious parts of running your dropshipping business is you're getting sales and you can go on Amazon, you can place those orders, right? So here's what's happening on that side. So now if you're a Supremacy member, you already as a Supremacy member, you get this automated follow-up, so you get more sales. And we can see in our numbers, Supremacy members on average are making 1.8 times more money, okay? And from their eBay listings alone, because they're getting extra traffic. Every sale they make on eBay has a potential to become a viral sale generator for another item. So that's great. But let's get Supremacy to the next level. How does this sound? You have an item on eBay that sells. The system sees you're sourcing it from Amazon. It sees it's going to be a profitable sale. So it goes to Amazon, places your order on your behalf, ships it to your buyer on eBay, grabs your tracking ID from Amazon, from eBay, puts it in your Amazon account. So that entire activity that usually would take you about 10 minutes or so is entirely eliminated. You don't have to do any of those things along the way. Plus, by the way, it logs your sales so that you know how much profit you generate net. So you kind of become less of a participant and more of an observer. Now, we do have it from some credible reports that apparently the government saw this and now there's some statement they made about all the jobs being replaced by robots or something. But in this case, it's working on your behalf. It's working in your favor. So this is kind of a huge thing. Now, there's another thing that it also does. Because of this level of integration that we have now, we have all these special approvals from eBay and so on. Let's say this new change is coming out on eBay where they want you to insert product identification numbers in all of your listings. Well, you can actually go in here, even if you're a pro level, and you can click a couple of buttons and it will insert product identification numbers into your listings automatically. So you don't have to go and edit each one of your listings manually or anything like that. You can basically create listings, you can research items, you can fulfill the sales, you can track the sales, you can edit the pricing and all that stuff on complete autopilot. And again, if you're already a member, if you're already using Pro and Elite and Supremacy and so on, then you already get access to these things, and that'll be again done free of cost for you because we just recognize this is what it takes to have a really, really successful business. Okay, so that handles all the eBay side. Let's move on a tiny bit to the Amazon side of things. Now this is where Sean has been really instrumental because he makes these videos and sends them to me at 4 in the morning when he thinks that he's keeping me awake, but in reality I'm keeping him awake. So what happens is I look at these videos and we're like, okay, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, and here's how we can integrate it. So one critical problem, you guys have to begin to see this from our perspective as well, right? So we are business owners and we are doing everything we can. We don't care about pay cuts and so on. We have taken actual true pay cuts. We're not just plain pay cuts. We're actually taking real pay cuts. We have been paid less than what we should have been paid to make sure that our users got good stuff. Now, there's a problem that begins happening when we start rolling out so many software pieces because there's cost to all of these. So where are we going to actually get this cost from? How are we going to make up this cost? So one of the cool things that we were able to work out is we are able to tie in our success with your success. Instead of charging you an extra $3,000 for a piece of software or something like that, what you can do is you can go in there and you basically integrate your Amazon account with our system. Our system manages your inventory for you. It makes sure you get the buy box, basically buy box domination, basically drives your sales through the roof because of that. You get the benefit of all the ranking things, basically gives you also this entire market space with all of our pro and elite users to get them to drop ship your items as well, which is additional bonus money for you. Now, instead of charging you extra money for this upfront, what you can do is you can integrate different aspects and it'll charge a fee out of the profit that is generated. So when the sales are actually made, that's when you pay anything. And instead of just paying us, because we know that majority of the time there is a very good sponsor in the background who's helping you guys, what happens is a percent of that, instead of us keeping it, goes to the sponsors. So if you're an affiliate, and so far you're like, this is a numbers game, I just got to recruit 1,000 people and I'll be rich. Instead, what you can do is you can actually focus on getting just 10 people in and really help them, really make sure that they are successful on the FBA side of things, for example. And when they are making their $1 million a year, you're getting a small percentage of that. Okay, a very, very tiny percentage so that we don't hurt the profit margin of our user, but it's still substantial over a period of time. So this whole concept, as it goes live here at the event, when we roll this whole thing out, besides everything that I'm talking about right now is actually done. We've been waiting to roll this out in the DSD2 format. Like we said, we've been preparing for this for a while. And as basically, so everything else going on, options domination launches, and we have all the trading side going on there, and then we have all of this new content rolling out, and with this event coming up, all of this has been coordinated in some majestically unorganized way to somehow get to this point where this event actually ends up being the turning point, where we go from being a company that provides some training on dropshipping to the platform that is essential for you to do any kind of e-commerce. And that's really what we are seeing, even on feedback from e-commerce side of guys who don't have any interest in the affiliate side or running this like an MLM or anything. They are basically looking at us going, you have a tool set that we absolutely need at this point, and we're attracting a very large amount of people from that side of things as well. So all in all, what we are trying to do is give you all of the stuff and saying, go out there, be as successful as you possibly can. We want to be a company where when our users are successful, we end up being successful. And that's what our goal has been. That's what's going to happen here starting at the event. So 2 bonuses are going to happen at the event, which I'm going to talk about right after we have Josh finally prove to us that he can speak. And then we'll talk with Adam really, really quick about his micro commitment funnels and so on. So Josh, take it away.
Okay.
I see you're in your PC headset.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, I kind of lost track a little bit, but I think we were talking about what I'm going to speak on at the event. And, if you were on my webinar, I think it was 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, you kind of have an idea, but basically I'm going to elaborate on everything we talked about at the event, and specifically talking about Craigslist, just because I know a lot of people want to learn about Craigslist, and it's a super great traffic source for very, very cheap. You can get a ton of leads for free or for a very small price per ad. Each Craigslist ad costs $25, and it provides you with typically a lot of leads and sales from that. So we're going to be talking about that. Kevin, kind of forced me into a position to help him on the webinar to create some funnels for you guys to basically replicate what I'm doing. And the reason I know this works is because I have taken, a select group of people that really expressed interest, who are on my team, in learning Craigslist and just, really building the affiliate side. And they have replicated what I've done. Maybe not to the extent, I'm not saying that they've recruited 800 people, but just the fact of someone who is coming in and this is their first business online, this is the first time they've ever been experienced anything like this, and they've recruited 10 people in their first week. I mean, stuff like that. Another one of my buddies who literally replicated everything I did, recruited I think 55 people last month. I mean, it's solid stuff that is super duplicatable, and you can use it. Your teammates can use it. It's a great way to create mass duplication. So we're gonna create. I think we're gonna create a funnel for you guys, and actually, it's already almost created, but we're gonna create a funnel for you guys and allow you guys to actually use that in your marketing efforts, so that you don't have to go out there and create it yourself. Capture pages, the follow-up, all that type of stuff. So let's see here. The one other thing I want to say real quick about the event, especially as an affiliate, is that when you're at the event and you are surrounded by the energy at the event and you're making the relationships, and most importantly you're taking videos at that event and utilizing Trent's YouTube training to rank those videos, those are really, really powerful. After the last Dallas event, I had videos of me talking with a bunch of different leaders and talking with a bunch of team members and just doing little 1-minute interviews. I mean, those things are so quality to have as an affiliate when you're at the event. So when you do go to the event, don't forget to do that type of stuff. Just make sure you have room on your phone and snap some videos, and it's going to be really, really awesome for you affiliates who are doing that there to see the results that you get after sharing that all over the place on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're sharing it. And I'm really excited to teach you guys stuff. I think you guys know that I love training people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, we do. You don't have to talk about your love life on here.
I also have a love for my Mac that you seem to hate so much.
I don't hate it at all. I just care about what works. That's all. It's all mindset, man. It's all mindset. Alessandro will talk to you about it.
I told you.
Just believe that the mic will work.
All right. Well, this is encouraging. I mean, we have quite a bit of awesome activity going on in the comment section. Apparently, people are enjoying what's happening and what's coming. I just want to give you guys a very quick, brief preview. Just since I said that, look, this stuff is already done. This is the current design. It's like, I don't know who did this. Who did this design? This is horrible. It was me. Sorry. But here is the new design. In part because we needed a whole lot more space for all the software that's coming. So everything just drops down. It's very neat and clean. You want to get training? Here is a training for each one. You want to access the tools? Here are all the tools that you can use, and start going with the management, and tracking basically contains all of your automated sales stuff. Your affiliate side of stuff is right there, and so on. So just kind of want to let you guys know it is actually there. It is done. New stuff is in there. New trainings are in there. In general, the people who have seen the new design seem to like it. They're like, oh, it's very clean, which is usually what people say when they don't like it, but they want to have to compliment it. But I think they actually meant it this time. So we're now going to shut me up, and we're going to have Adam Andrews talk a little bit about his very, very successful methodology of using what are called micro-commitment funnels. And in a way, DSD as a whole is a micro-commitment funnel. Okay, now Adam and I talked way back about these funnels, and it's funny because we kind of see how this works really well. And this whole thing being a micro-commitment funnel, he's going to talk a little bit about it. And then we're going to talk very, very briefly about a couple of pretty darn good things that are coming out with what's that thing called? Options domination, yes. So we'll have Aaron talk really quick, and then we will move on from there.
Yeah, I'm going to be the one that actually goes over Trent's training because I'm not the video guy. So Trent's training is going to help me out a lot. So I'm not good with video, but that's cool. So micro commitment surveys, that shows you that you can do this without video also. So micro commitment surveys, what I was able to do, like Josh, was able to generate about 6,000 leads in 2 months on Craigslist using micro commitment surveys, which what happens is people go through different small commitments as they move through the funnel. And I mean, I can work on putting something like this together for you guys too, and moves them through the funnel to the point where they've done so many steps that at the end they're giving their name, their phone number, their last name, their email address. Some of them are emailing all of their information, and they're ready to get started because basically you've taken them through and you've earned their trust throughout the whole process of micro commitments. So, I mean, it works really, really well. I'm basically an email guy. That's how I generate all of my sales and all of my leads, just basically through email, nothing else. That's all I do. So, I mean, I have a lot of experience in the email side of things. I've taught people on my team also the emailing side of things, and they've duplicated my efforts. Actually, one guy, one of my largest leaders, I actually found him on Craigslist, and he then said right away, hey, how do I duplicate what you're doing on Craigslist to do the same thing? So I set him up to do the same exact thing, and now he's one of the top guys in DS also, doing exactly what I did. So I mean, it's easy. It's really easy. It's basically gaining somebody's trust through micro commitments, doing things little by little by little. So at the end of whatever you ask them to do, they will do basically whatever you want them to do for you. So that's my micro commitment funnels. Also, I mean, using email.
This is a company event. We want to clarify when Aaron says do whatever you want them to do, he's referring in a business sense. And
Always. Yeah, we're keeping it classy, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, basically, you're leading them through a micro commitment to at the end where they know you, like you, and trust you, and they're ready to buy from you. And then you train them after that. So basically, I'm really, really excited about this whole community-driven direction that DS and options domination is taking as well. I think it's going to be amazing, where we're bringing people that have the skill sets and the specializations in each little area, and they're going to come to the forefront. And everything is going to be what's working right now. And when something, obviously little things change and nuances change inside of eBay and Amazon, and we'll be able to update that stuff really quickly and get it back out to the field so that everything stays current, clean, and nice and working. So, cool.
Awesomeness. Awesome. Well, of course, all of these guys will be there at the event, including a few others who are not on the actual call right now. But really quick, because I know there's a lot of people on it from the options domination side as well, and they're going to have questions about stuff. So I'm just going to address this in fairly quick ways, if I can. The aim for options domination with the event is to try and get managed accounts available for our members. Okay. I think that should be sufficient to satisfy pretty much everybody, because the idea of generating returns without having to actually do any of the hard work of trading or or even follow with any of the stuff is the most appealing aspect of options domination as a whole. So just like with DSD, where the whole idea is now the business is run for you and you can be an observer instead of being an active participant at all times, that's the direction we're also trying to go with options domination. So we're going to have these managed accounts basically out there. But one of the very exciting things overall has been people have been getting over the last month and a half, because it's been a month and a half, which is plenty of time to at least gauge how is the whole community working out, how are people actually doing from using the signals, from using the training, and so on. Very confident say that anybody who's following the steps, who is taking the signals and analyzing, because we get to see all of this data, right? We can see the actual results, we can see the actual data. Of the signals performance, we know for a fact they're doing really well. In fact, several people, upwards of 10 people at least, have contacted me saying, all I do is take the live sessions every single day, And those live sessions alone have tripled my account or doubled my account, or I mean this much profit, that much profit, and so on. So if you just consistently do those, I think we've had total of 2 or 3 losing days on the sessions in the last month and a half. And really, Sean and Aaron and anybody else who's on here who's actually trading with them, other than Kevin, is a good example of how it works. Maybe have I don't know if Sean maybe wants to give us a brief insight, because I think Sean was involved in this kind of trading a little bit before as well. So his perspective will be very good. But there are 2 things we're trying to do. One, we're trying to actually increase the live sessions. And so when you attend the event, if you're a VIP attendee of the event and you're an options domination member, regardless of what level you're on, inheritance or not, we're actually going to assign 1 week worth of live session credits to you guys. Okay, so you can go in and take those live trading sessions for 1 week just because you came to the event, and that I think should be basically worthwhile for you guys. And then at the same time, you'll be getting, that little thumb drive that we were talking about, that thumb drive that has all of the secret templates and all that good stuff from Josh and Trent. We have all the templates already done for you, so just plug and play. You might remember I've done a video and I've done a couple of webinars where I showed this this indicator system that is used as one of our background signal stream generator systems. Okay, now it generates some signals that over the last, I'm talking about 50,000 plus trades generated, had over 70% win rates. Okay, but we can't make that live because the delay between generating the signal to putting it on our website to you guys receiving it, taking the signal, hasn't really been worked out quite yet. Okay, so what we're going to do instead is we're actually going to include that indicator on that thumb drive. And we're going to show you in a very quick video how to set it up and just leave it running on your computer if you want. And this will never be sold. It's never going to be available to anybody outside of these people who are at the event and get that thumb drive. Okay, so just that's what we're going to do on the options domination side of house. Sean, maybe you want to talk a little bit about it. Trent is welcome to talk about it. Trent's here is welcome to talk about it, but we'll start with Sean.
Yeah, sure. I pretty much after I saw the little options domination video that you guys showed in Vegas, I pretty much left that event and wanted to just absorb myself in that information. That's just the type of person I was. And,
Are you still that type of person? Or you were just that type of person?
Yeah, I used to be that type of person, but I'm not anymore. No.
You have improved.
You gotta be careful, guys, when you talk to Hitesh. He reads every single word you say, and he'll come back and get you. But anyways, yeah, I really wanted to absorb myself in the information, learn as much as I could. I joined this trading room and that trading room. There's a whole bunch you can see on ClickBank, and had this indicator and that indicator, and my account never grew. And one of the things that always frustrated me with the options industry was that, so many people would be out there claiming, yeah, we have 80% win rates. And you'd be like, this is amazing. And you'd sit down with your spreadsheets and you'd do the hypothetical scenarios. And, you'd be a millionaire by the end of the year if you were winning 80% of the time. And one of the frustrating things was that quite often you would get a signal on a currency pair and you'd go to take that trade 5 seconds later, and the strike price was nowhere near what was called out. So you never, ever had a chance to take that trade. In fact, anybody who got that signal would never have taken that trade. And, of course, the trade would win, and those would be marked as wins. And this is one of the biggest scams in the industry, and this is what people do to inflate their win rates to make them seem like they're the best signal service out there. And reality is that those 75, 80% win rate services are more like 50, 55 if you're lucky. So what happens is you end up losing money and you end up just getting really frustrated with the industry. Well, when options domination came along, I was really excited to know that, pretty much every single signal that comes back there, and I think if it doesn't, then there must be some sort of glitch, but every single signal that comes back there you can take. And my results so far after the past 3 weeks, I've been trading at around a 67% clip. Which is real, like a real 67% clip. And I've been growing my account slowly over time. Now, I'm not doing crazy numbers because I didn't throw 10 grand in so I could start trading 500 right away, because I want to grow my account from $1,000 to $10,000, as a case study on my own, so that I can show people, what you can do starting with a low budget to grow up to, a fairly big level. And the live trading sessions, I mean, I was telling Hitesh when they first came out, I was like, man, this is the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. You know, I'm sitting here in some chat room, there's nothing going on. Like, can we get some screenshots or something? And I think he said to me something like, you know, you don't make money with it all being pretty. And I was like, okay, whatever. I'll see how this thing goes. And I've only had one losing session personally, being on the live sessions. It's one of the most lucrative things I've ever seen. The guy is fantastic. I think last week he was 13-4, and the week before he was 15-5. And I don't know the numbers this week. I know that Monday was one of those losing days, and then he's done really well Sunday, and he's done really well Monday and Tuesday. So hopefully we have a good end of the week. But if you get in there, and especially if you're an enterprise member or above, and you take the senior signals, and you take the CMR signals, and you take the live signals, I mean, your win rates are in the high 60s to low 70s, and you're making money every week, and you're adjusting your minimum trade value every single week because your balance is growing. And it's just one of the coolest things in the world because, like I said, I had never made money for months and months and months. I was convinced this whole industry was just a giant scam. So it's really nice to actually be able to make money and be able to trust the signals that are coming and being given to you, and being able to see all the data that Hitesh and team have thrown out there for you guys to see, yep, this trade pair is winning 64% of the time. Yep, the live sessions have a 72% win rate. And you can track them, and they're legit. Like, it's actual legit numbers. So I'm really excited, too. The fact of the matter is, and, we'd be lying if we didn't say there was a few hiccups along the way. The fact of the matter is, this is still now the largest company in the industry. The win rates are extraordinary. The results that we've already seen, and we've only been live for just over a month, are just fantastic. And we haven't even, Hitesh hasn't even launched, so many of the things that he wants to get out there. So just wait till the event when the, managed accounts are out and, some of the other cool stuff that he has coming. I didn't even know that there's an indicator. That's super exciting. And, again, I'm super pumped about this because it's a legit way to make money in the options world in an industry where there are so many scams out there. It's really cool what we're doing here, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in the future.
Awesome. Well, yeah, honestly, that's been one of the exciting things is how quickly you can get going. You can basically start out, and you can start there's no scale up necessarily. It all depends on how what you want to go with. It depends on your trade size, depends on the win rate. It's basic math formula, right? It's win rate, your trade size, and that's number of trades. That's basically it. Those three define how much you can make. So we've had people in here who have made $15,000 in their first week, made $20,000 in their first month, all sorts of crazy kind of things. And I don't really like focusing on them because they're not necessarily using the exact safe methods that I recommend or things like that. So for me, it's a lot more about, it's a slow scale up, enough for you to generate a second income stream. Combine that with managed accounts, and eventually you are dealing with true market value that's eventually growing over time, and then eventually we head up to legacy side of stuff, where you have, protection assets, things like that. And anybody can give you advice on this stuff. There's you can go out on the street. If you go out, right now I'm in New York City, I can go out and yell, does anybody have financial advice? And there's hordes of people, including the homeless, who would tell me very quickly how well I could do. But when you ask them, you put them to test, that's where it really comes out. So for us, it's been a really, really nice thing seeing just how the signals have flown over this time, and the number of adjustments we've made in it. One adjustment we made live today, actually literally tonight, 2 hours before this hangout, is MR2 signals are going to drop by 40% in volume because our win rate is going up from 64.3% to 68.8% just by reducing our volume by 40%, because those are the bad signals. They tend to be worse than the other. So again, it's just so mathematically based. It's not about feeling the pulse of the market and how do you feel about this. What does your gut say? It's about, if your gut is telling you something, you probably need some Diegene or some digestive aids. You should really just be doing this with your brain, not with your gut, and do this in a pure mathematical format. So, Alessandro has been working on mindset about trading for a while. Maybe he can enlighten us on that. And then Adam has been in this industry. He knows everything about it, basically, from what I know. So that would be cool. He's done a tremendous job of even actually managing a lot of the Facebook side of things. He's in one of the largest groups right now for Facebook that are out there for options Ramesh. He's been managing them and keeping everything up to date. The idea here, though, the key point I'm trying to drive home is you guys have the freedom to choose any of this. You want to sell on eBay, you want to be an affiliate, you want to sell on Amazon, you want to source items yourself, you want to just focus on trading binary options, you already have some money, you want to focus on trading with other stuff. That's what we are here for. Take your pick, go don't go crazy with it, but have fun with it and do well with it. So Aaron, if you want to give us your brief thoughts about it, and then we're going to just highlight one more quick thing before we call it a night.
Yeah, I was going to rudely interrupt you, but I figured I would let you finish. About the Facebook group, this is the whole awesome thing about the whole DS domination, options domination thing. Sean was speaking about his about his results. Well, there's people inside of the Facebook group that I know for a fact, lots of them, hundreds of them, that had zero experience with binary options, zero experience with trading. Just like when most of the people started DS domination, they had zero experience with retail arbitrage or drop shipping. And we are getting tons and tons, hundreds of results from these people that a month ago or 4, 5, 6 weeks ago knew nothing about binary options. So it's happening. There's people making money that had zero experience. They just followed through the training. And now, it all sounds so cliche and BS-y, but it's actually true. There's people that had zero experience. They followed through the training, and now they're making money, and they're showing their results inside of this Facebook group. And that, to me, that's the most important thing, where the average person, that's what I focus on. Can the average person make money doing something without having to go do what I do, which is affiliate work, recruiting, marketing, sponsoring, this kind of stuff. That, to me, is really important, is the person that I bring in or get involved in the business, can they make money with no experience? And so far, and going forward, it's going to get even better because of this whole community-centric thing that we have. So far, BS Domination has proven that if people actually get in there and put in the work, which is going to become even less based on more automation that we have, that they can actually get in there and make money. The normal guy, not the big recruiter, not the person that's advanced, has advanced training in whatever's being taught, but the normal guy. Can they get in there and go through the training and make money with the training, just with the training, not doing anything else, just going through the training and making money? That's where I get my satisfaction. So I'll give it back to you, Hitesh. That's I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited going forward to see how this is going to roll out and how much more excited people are going to get when we have even more people making money with what we bring to the table.
Absolutely. And you're right. It does sound like so cliche because everybody loves to claim the stuff, but just nobody has the numbers to actually prove it. This is what's going on. Now, again, I do want to clarify. Obviously, trading is a high risk. So you want to be careful and do follow the training and all that stuff, and make sure you have all of your proper money management, risk management things in place, because there is obviously always a risk of losing something. The thing that Sean was talking about with the strike rates not being there, that's like somebody telling you, I'm going to show you how to sell on eBay, and they show you they have $10,000 in sales every month, but they make $0 in profit. It's a very bad, tricky thing, because you can do stuff in an unprofitable way. Nobody's saying that you can't do it. It's just a matter of, can you do it profitably? So far, we have all internally been very happy. We're actually going to try and get some of our trading team guys over at the event as well. So you can meet a couple of them, talk to them, hope their magic rubs off on you or something. That's actually not true. It doesn't really work that way. But if you watch Alessandro's videos, maybe it will. So he'll just, I'm sorry, I'm just going to give him a hard time about this now forever. So anyways, that's basically what's happening. One more thing that's going to roll out at the event is something specifically for our legacy members, something that I actually shared recently in our group chat, that you guys were like, well, that sounds so scammy. Well, we were talking about something like a 95% win rate. And the way it is achieved is not through normal means of trading. We're going to release that for our legacy members. You guys will be able to see it. And there's actually a component of it where you require a live news feed with some very specific additional information. So that's going to be available to our legacy members starting after the event as well. So you'll have a whole new thing to do as a legacy member. And our idea for legacy users really is that if all you do is live sessions, CMR trades, and this one thing that we're going to release, that you should be fairly set, and you will understand the logic behind this new thing and why it is as strong as it is. Of course, all the disclaimers in place. Nothing is guaranteed about the future. We can only talk about the results we've had so far and what's been going on. But I think you will generally see why logically it makes sense and why it would be so difficult to lose with it. So. Now, for the event, what we've always done, we've had this tradition, and I talk like we've been doing this for a decade, but we've really done this one year before. Our tradition is that Alessandro talks about the mindset stuff, and everybody else does too, and I only talk about don't come there for the atmosphere. Don't come there because you have a great hotel and you're going to have so much fun, and you get to meet these guys and blah, blah, blah. Because quite honestly, all those things are going to last as a high for about 48 hours or so, okay? And after that, the bills are going to come, and you're going to have to figure out, am I actually able to pay my bills? Did really shaking Sean's hand and giving Kevin a hug, was it really worth it? And is it actually making more money for me? Maybe shaking Sean's hand might be, but we can't say anything about Kevin's hand. So the point here is,
trust me, just saying, you want the hug.
All right, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. Let's talk about the content here, okay? The important thing here is what's going to happen at the event. First of all, your ticket prices, we are going to adjust them in the release of anything that's going to be released. So when we are releasing things for options domination and we are releasing things for DS domination, whatever you're spending on the ticket prices is actually going to be included as discounts in there. We're going to obviously be releasing a new version of all-in-one pack in DSD like we did in the past, because with this new Genesis 2, with the new Monopoly, with the new Pro, with new Supremacy, all of this stuff coming out, we basically want to give everybody the chance to be able to get in there and not have to spend a ton of money out of their pocket. So if you already own the products and you already have the ticket, that's all going to be discounted. There are generally going to be some people who are going to get all of this for less than $1 or so. So that's going to happen. Obviously, we talked about the thumb drive that you're going to get, which will not be for sale. You're not going to get that stuff by buying from us at some other point or anything like that. So that's going to be there. Obviously, you're going to get some very much stated just for the event content from all of the guys over here and more that you're not going to be able to replicate. Okay, it's just the kind of stuff that you just don't get to replicate. Now, just like last time, we're also going to make recording of all of the stuff available to our ticket buyers in the back office. Okay, so if you can't get there, that's okay, because you still will get access to that content. And trust me, it's still going to be just as profitable as if you were there in person, minus some of the things that are just for the attendees. Because let's face it, the attendees are going through an extra effort, and we want to reward that extra effort. So if you guys are there, awesome. It's going to be brilliant. You guys are going to love it. If you can't be there, you should still try and get the tickets in case you're able to make it there, because we are going to adjust those prices for you when you guys go out there and start purchasing all of this extra stuff. And there's things that we have planned on the affiliate side now, which we are projecting over the next year and a half, somewhere in the neighborhood of an extra 200 to 300,000 users joining DS domination and options domination. Now we're going to actually explain the entire process and how it's done. We've actually done this in the past before. I was very successful with it actually. And we're going to put this, for all of our knowledge and all of the tools that we have, all the resources we have. Kevin has done this very successfully. I've done it very successfully. We have other leaders who have done it successfully. But we're going to take it to a whole other level. And somebody was asking for clarification. Yes, I did say an extra 200 to 300,000 new users joining DS domination and options domination. We're going to actually explain the entire strategy, because here's the best part about the strategy. As these new people are joining, it is going to be creating an additional income stream for all of our members. Okay, specifically for all of our affiliates, not because you're going to recruit others, but because the way that we are building this entire thing out. It's a very, very awesome I really can't do justice to it. It was one of those things that I called up Kevin and I was like, dude. So I just had this idea come to my head, and he was like, yeah, and then we could do this, and then we could do that, and it was just in about a matter of 10 minutes, we had this really awesome thing that I shared with our leaders recently, and we're going to make it live for all of you guys, and you're going to see it at the event. We're going to play it all out. We're going to show you how it's done. You'll get to participate in the entire process, regardless of your level of experience or if you know how to do it. And you can tell I'm a little bit excited right now because I start talking in a higher pitch. But essentially, it's going to be really, really industry revolutionizing in the sense of how we're going to go about building these companies and in the way it's going to reward all of our members. And just the fact that we know that when these people are joining, we're not creating 300,000 new people that we have to struggle to get money from. It's 300,000 people that we're giving more money to, because of the success that we know our members have in both of these domination companies. So that's kind of my spiel on it. So I'm going to stop. You guys can talk about it. I think you can all see the link to the event ticket below. You can go there and check it out. And Kevin, if you want to go over our deadline and stuff, I know you had the discussion with the event guys. If you want to explain that a little bit to them, because I'm really not in the loop as much.
Yes, definitely. You want to get your event tickets now, like ASAP, because the next 48 hours, the price is going up. Right now, if you go to mydsevent.com, and it's actually right below this video, if you're watching this on the website, some of you are watching it on YouTube, there's a banner that says click here to get your event tickets. Click on that. Get your event tickets, because the price is going up. It's supposed to be going up after May 7th, which is tomorrow. I might be able to push it out another day, but it's going to go up. Get your event tickets like right now. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't get off the webinar or this hangout and go to sleep, take a nap. You do whatever you do, and then wake up tomorrow and the price went up. Just get your event tickets right now. And actually, I want to ask that question. Let's see. Who here is going to the event? Just hop on the page there and just leave a comment. I'm going. I got my tickets. And if you don't have your tickets, go get your tickets and then leave the comment. This replay of this will be sent out to everybody, but you definitely want to be there. I mean, there's so many things that are happening at the event that are only going to be available to event ticket holders, right? You've got all the USB thumb drive with all the additional marketing training and all the resources and all the tools, the managed trades, okay, the recording of the event. I mean, get there or get a ticket. I've been having a lot of people have been hitting me up saying, Kevin, is there going to be a recording of the event? Get your ticket and you'll get a recording of the event, right? This is kind of my answer, because this is it, guys. This is going to be a defining moment in DS domination. It's a turning point. The entire back office is going to change. All the content is going to be updated, and there's additional sales funnels and tools that you guys will have if you go and get your event ticket, whether you show up or not. But that puts you on a list to where we know who you are. You've raised your hand and said, I'm ready to partake in DSD 2.0. I want all of the benefits that come along with it that you get from going to the event. I want all that. So just get it, and let's go from there. Let's rock this thing out. I'm ecstatic for the training that is going to be in 2.0, and I'm super excited for everyone who's going to be for all the training you guys are going to see in the live webinars that we're going to have. And I mean, it's such a monumental thing to be able to take what we already have, which is great, and just relaunch it and rehash it and get the information that you guys need back there, that you deserve back there, from the trainers, from the very people who are doing this more than anybody else in the industry and having success with it and already training their teams. I mean, you get the best training from all of these leaders on here and more. So get your event tickets, get your event tickets. The price is going up. I might be able to hold it off for another day. I can't guarantee that, though. All right, so get them right now because the price is slated to go up tomorrow. All right, so there we go. Get your tickets.
Well, Christopher Nolan God, he wants his lines back. This is the training you need, not the one. So.
Yeah. Sorry.
Is that really Nathan here?
Nathan, he made it? Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have great internet because, the guys that are traveling the world, but this is a bonus. I want to see, Nathan, if you can unmute yourself and talk, let us know, because I do have some questions for you. Oh, you got Dion there with you, buddy?
Awesome.
Yeah, we're here. Okay, so I don't know how good the audio is going to come through, but I'm excited that you showed up. I think everyone's face just lit up because you guys are here. Lots of training. Your face did light up. I can feel it there. So there's lots of training that's coming out. From you guys on the elite side of the house. Can you talk about a little bit of the training in DSD 2.0 that you're going to be doing? And can you talk a little bit about what you're teaching at the events?
Very good point. Elite training is pretty. You there?
I think the audio might be a little bad, but that's okay. We're just glad your little names on here. So I guess that's good. But what?
Can you hear me now?
I gotcha.
Great. Yeah, at the event, I'm going to be telling you a bunch of information about basically how to use credit card rewards to ramp up the businesses people are already running on here. So they're taking advantage of credit card points and cashback sites and chat and everything else just to maximize everybody's profits. I think that's something to be excited about, right?
I don't know if you guys can hear that. I got you. I don't know if the viewers can hear it though, so I'm just going to repeat that. There's a lot of training that these guys are like little Mad Hatters running around the world. Okay, they're running around the planet at the time, but while they're running around the planet having a good time, they're insanely successful with their business. And a lot of that is cash back, right? To cash back, and a lot of that is due to the way they actually leverage credit cards. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but there's a method to the madness in how they do it, and it's super profitable. And they've never taught it in a setting. We've had them on some elite webinars before, but they've never really went into that section. There's a couple sections they never really went into, and they're going to be doing that live at the event. Plus, a lot of the training that they're producing is going to be in the back office of DSD 2.0 as well. So you guys are going to flip out when you see this. I'm super excited to see this training that they're going to have at the event because it's never been taught before. It's simply never been taught before. And the only place it will be taught is at the event. So another reason to get your tickets, to get over there, to get moving on that, or at least secure your tickets so you get a recording of it. So yeah, I'm glad you guys.
All right, you know what? I can actually mention one more thing here. Since there's like right under 2,000 people still watching this, and so we've dropped down. So a lot of the people who were not committed enough have left. Sorry, not necessarily not committed, but you have other things to do. So there's one other thing that Dion was actually over at my place like about 6 months ago, I think, a while back. Yeah, 6 months ago. It was in October, I believe, and we discussed this one thing, but unfortunately it was going to be limited in the number of people you could make it happen for. And that's one of the other things that we're actually working on the details on. We will be able to make it live for our event attendees. Now, this is actually going to be limited, okay? There's no way for us to make it unlimited because there's human resources involved in this, okay? So what's going to happen is we're essentially going to hook you up with a special privilege to sell from one of the biggest sources, one of the best sources right now for DSD sellers, for dropshipping. We're going to hook you up with these guys where you will be able to get extra coupons which will allow you to cash. You'll be able to get more cash back. You'll be able to stack things on top of everything else. And it's a very, very privileged account. We're talking about somewhere in the neighborhood of, if after everything is added up, you're looking at 25 to 40% in discounts and cashbacks. You can imagine you can actually be selling things for cheaper than the source and still making very substantial profits. So we're going to discuss all of that. We're hashing all the details. Dion has been very instrumental in that, and that's one of the things I think he was going to talk about. But because of them being on the moon right now and on their way to Mars, they might not be able to relay that information. We will going to be making that live for event attendees as well, and it's going to go in the order of who purchased their tickets first. Okay, so it's going to be in that, since it's going to be a limitation on it, right? So we know we're probably going to have like 2,000 people buy the tickets, and we know we can't supply that for 2,000 people. So it's actually going to be in the order of when they first purchase a ticket. So you might remember way back when we first just mentioned that we are going to be doing the event, we said that for the people who buy these tickets first, we're going to give you guys something very, very special that's going to kickstart your DS business to a whole other level. And that's essentially what that's going to be. It's going to be in the order of you signing up, of you getting the ticket. I guarantee it's going to be very, very helpful to you guys. You're going to be very excited when you see it. You can see the look on Sean's face right now. He's already scheming in his head how he's going to use this coupon thing to make even more money. And that's really what we're going to make available for you guys. Now, there is one more extra bonus. We're not going to talk about it yet because we need to still discuss it internally. It's still something that's in our mind. We're going to discuss it with everybody. But we're going to put out a video. We're going to do the exact same thing that I did last time. I'm going to record a video. Kevin's going to record a video. We're going to walk you through the exact benefits of getting the ticket. We will show you how it dramatically outweighs the dollar amount of the tickets. So you guys can make a logical, well thought out decision. And just choose if that's right for you or not. And in one of those videos, we will also actually lay out what this one final additional bonus is going to be. And I believe it's going to be worth more than all of the other things that we have talked about. It's going to be worth more than all of those other bonuses combined. Okay? But it's going to be very limited, and it's going to be for a very small number of people who are in the VIP section. Okay? So that is that. I will now cease communication. I will instead revert to all these other people here, and you guys are welcome to ask questions. We're going to open up for Q&A, maybe. Can we do that on here? And you guys can submit some questions if you have any questions about anything, and we can do our very best to answer those. The awkward silence is the opposite of me giving you guys the mics and you guys talking. So Kevin, we're gonna turn on the Q&A and we can talk.
Yes, I'm just getting the spot ready so they can do the Q&A. 1 second. All right, so if you go to the dsdomination.com/hangout/index.html, the link that was sent out, there is a comment section right there, and I'm going to add a comment. Who has questions? And I'm going to post that, and all you need to do is sort by newest, and you should see it.
And any of you who are also messaging questions to any of the people on this leadership call, you can do that too, because we are going to get those questions since we have a little chat internally here. So while they are submitting questions, Kevin, and you repeat those questions, I'm going to address the very first one, which is why isn't Jason on this webinar? Where is he? What's going on with him? All right, so these Hangouts have a capacity of only 10 people, and Jason is easily amongst the top 5 most humble people you're going to meet on this earth. So he's very much an owner. He's very much involved. He's very much managing everything right now. But he wanted to make sure that everybody else was able to get on here, and because all these videos are going to be substantially significant in this future. You're basically seeing at mini owners of DSD in a way, because these guys are going to be providing a lot of the content. They're going to be very intricately involved in all the processes. So that's why Jason wasn't on here. The other reason that he had is that there are going to be 6 kids talking in the background. So I understand that reasoning as well. So that's why. Then there was one other question which was about the difference between VIP tickets and general tickets. First of all, if you go to the checkout page, it's going to spell out for you what the differences are. Okay, it's going to give you a list of different differences on there. And like I just mentioned, a lot of the bonuses, like the thumb drive, is actually for VIP members. Okay, and we also have that the 2 bonuses that I described. One that is limited to members, that's for VIP members, and then the unannounced bonus so far, that's also for VIP members. Okay, now other than that, all the trainings that you receive on there, all the bonus training that you receive on there, some of the bonuses, those things will all be available to you. The price of the ticket being taken off of your total discount package, everything else, it's all actually addressed over there. That's all going to be applicable to any ticket level. But for VIP guys, you get all the extra bonuses that you get. And we're also going to be trying to do a very special thing for 3 members on there. That's all spelled out on the ticket page. So if you want to know what that is, just go to the ticket checkout page. It's the big box right below this video. You can go on there and take a look at it. If you're by any chance on the YouTube page, then please go to our Hangout page, which I'm going to put on the screen here in a second. And here it is. This is the page that you guys want to go to. Can you guys see the screen?
No.
Not yet, Hitesh.
There, you can see it now for sure. I'm sure of it.
There it is.
Okay. So right here, when you go to this big box right here, click here to get your event tickets. When you click on that, it's going to take you to a page, and this page is going to break down for you exactly what the difference is. In addition, there are some more differences that I just explained. But on here, you're going to get all the information that you need, the address of the hotel, very nice non-Photoshop pictures at times when there was nobody else there. So you can see what the hotel looks like, if that is going to play a big role in your decision to come or not. I don't see why it would, but it might. But the big thing is, like we said, this price is going to go up somewhere on May 7th or after May 7th. So make sure that if you are planning on coming, even if you're not sure about are you going to attend yet, but you want to make sure that you get all the bonus stuff, you want to make sure that you get the discounts, you want to make sure that you get the recording, make sure you get the ticket at least, and then you can work out if you can arrive there or not. Okay, I'm 1000% in favor of you choosing one way or another, but I'm pretty sure that the logical cost-benefit analysis here would show that you should really be getting the tickets. Now, here is one little fun statistic for you guys. 94% of all tickets purchased so far have been VIP tickets, because I think everybody can see very clearly why it's substantially more beneficial, and it's really just a token $50 because it comes back to you in form of discounts anyway. So you might want to do that. We like to be able to brag about it, because then when we meet in the secret sub-society of all MLM owners, because such a thing does exist, then we get to brag and be like, well, 95% of our user base bought the VIP tickets, and then they're all like, ooh, wow, your people must really love you. So just for that, that's why we did that. Okay, can we go ahead and hit home how much of a price increase is coming? Okay, I will try to explain this one more time. No price increase is coming. We are not going to be charging you guys extra for all of the stuff, all of the updates, and all the things that we just mentioned. They're all going to be included in current existing product line of DS Domination. The only difference you will see is in some of the advanced software stuff, like on one side, such as the automatic ordering from Amazon to fulfill your orders, things like that. Those are going to be part of Supremacy. Okay, so if you're a Supremacy member already, you have no extra cost for that. On the FBA side of the things, it's all going to be included as part of your sales as they're being generated. And it's going to be very minor. It's not like an eBay fee. It's not going to be like 6% or 10% or something like that. It's going to be very minor. And that allows us to present all the software to you guys for free. Because guess what? We know internally that our members are successful. Now, would any other MLM ever say, we're going to launch the software completely free, and we are only going to make money when our users make money? No, they are not, because that's not how it works. In our case, we know that our users already make money. We already have the internal numbers. So we figured out that if we can put a very, very small percentage cost on there, it's very beneficial for everyone, from affiliates to other members. If you already have a general ticket, you can upgrade to a VIP. It's very simple. Just on this page, when you are looking at the section here, you will see this email right here. Email dsevents@conventionplanning.com. Just go ahead and email there. They're very, very good about taking care of everybody very quickly. Just email them and say, hey, I want to upgrade from my general ticket to VIP ticket. And also, congratulations, because you're amongst the 6%, less than 6%. It's actually 94 point some percentage. So you're amongst the roughly 5% of members right now, and you're entering the realm of the 100% plus. So welcome to the, I want to say the winning group, but everybody's a winner. That sounds horrible. So go ahead. What's the next question? Will live sessions be earlier at some point? Yes. So we are working on. So here's one thing you guys have to understand. It's not like we're going. Let's hold a live session as late as possible. These live sessions right now, about 90% of our live sessions are done by one of our top traders. Okay, we like to call him internally the Aussie. He does the live sessions, and he does Asian market sessions. Okay, now when he does the Asian market sessions, those have to be done during the Asian market. Right, he can't do them at a different time. So this is the best possible time for majority of the users, right? Because everybody from central backwards can usually attend those, and then people on the international side, a lot of those people can attend those. So when we say that we're going to try and do another live session, it's not like we're going to have the same guy doing the same session at a different time. It's not like a training thing. It's live. It's happening right now. So we are actually going to have another trader who is an expert at trading US market time, because there's tremendously higher liquidity between when the US market and all these other markets are live together. So we're going to have a different trader who's an expert at that. We actually currently have a 3-week test going on, and as soon as that is done, then I will basically pick from one of the traders and go with that. Okay. And you know what, guys? Here's one other thing, right? Very, very critical thing, though. And this is something that Kevin did as well. If you cannot trade, if you have a relative or you have somebody else that you know who is at a different time zone, you can transfer your credits to them and they can trade on your behalf, or you can work with them. So if it's very difficult for you to be on, which I totally understand, you might have work in the morning and so on, just work like that, okay? Also, if you guys want to purchase any product right now, Pro, Elite, or anything like that, you should go ahead and get it right now, because all of these upgrades that we're talking about will be completely free for you guys. Okay? Now, about 3 months from now, once everything has been made live, at that point, we will be doing a price increase. But it won't affect any of you guys right now. Okay? But this is also why you should probably let all of your downlines know that, look, you should go ahead and activate your inactive accounts right now. If you plan on purchasing Monopoly or Genesis, you really should right now, because Genesis, for example, is going from what it is right now, which is kind of a nice overview of FBA and these nice ideas of what you can do. It goes into a completely different realm where we specifically walk you through, here's exactly what you're going to do, and you can literally just be watching the screen and repeating that yourself at the same time and have a very high probability of being successful. Okay, so obviously when all of these things are out there and they're all running smoothly and it's all working well, and we will likely also have a different pricing structure for our FBA software and things like that, just because when new members come in, they're going to be entering a system where they don't have a year and a half of loyalty that you guys have had with us, where they haven't spent 2 years working with us, making sure everything was good and had patience with us as we worked out all of these different things. They're going to be entering a system that's going to be very successful from them from day one. So obviously that's going to be slightly more worthwhile. It's going to be worth more. So it's going to be priced higher then. But right now, for all of you who are in DSD, we are not trying to sell you a product. It's not going to be an extra cost for you guys.
And
yes.
I want to toss this out there. The flash drive, there's tons of questions on that. Will the flash drive be available for people who can't make it? If you can't make it to the event and you have VIP tickets, you're going to get exactly what the VIP folks had. So we will send you a thumb drive.
There you go.
Recording.
Yep. Will the new piece of software be backwards compatible with users who only want to send it? Of course, yes, absolutely. What the point of the new software is that it does what anything that software does right now, it just does it better and it does more of it. And it does new things that the existing software doesn't do. So it's not going to take away from anything that you're doing right now. If you're selling on co.uk, it is going to track co.uk. If you're selling on, actually, it's also going to track the French and German versions, and we're working on the Japanese side of it, because there's going to be a completely new training on selling on international Amazon and international FBA for very significantly good returns. We just leave it at that. So if that comes to pass, then all of our software will also work in the new markets that we enter. Okay, but I'm making it very clear right now, there is no plan of that live immediately. Okay, there's a lot of R&D going on, and our guys are currently, actually Nathan and Dion, like you heard, are on a world trip right now. They're literally setting these things up right now. And if it all pans out and all looks good and we believe it is duplicable, that's when it will be made live to everybody else. Okay, but all the other stuff I discussed before, that's what's coming at the end at this event. If you don't get an event ticket, do we still get DSD2? Yes, you still get DSD2. No, of course, yes, absolutely you get that, even without an event ticket. But with the event ticket, which gets reimbursed to you in form of discounts, you get additional stuff on top of that, which makes you even more successful, and you get to hug Kevin. And possibly shake Sean's hand. I don't know about that. He's very picky about it. He'll give you a thumbs up. That's what he's saying. He'll give you a thumbs up. But he can't shake hand.
Toss that out. That beautiful mane of hair Trent's got.
We just want to see an agenda. Okay, will the conference have single? Okay, yeah. So the way it's going to be done is we're not going to have a DSD session saying very substantial number. We don't want you to actually lose out on either one. They're actually going to be timed and scheduled in a way that you can actually attend all of them if you want. Okay, so that's not going to be a worry. And everybody, please say thanks to Aaron, because he's the one posting these questions to us as you're posting to them, posting them to him. So it should be that. What's next, Kevin? I think we just dropped Kevin again. He will return suddenly, and he'll say, "No, I'm here. I'm here."
No, I'm here. I'm here.
There you go. Yeah. So more questions, Kevin?
Hold on a second. I'm trying to load some more.
All of the new trainings for the new products for DSD2 will be in your back office at the event time. Okay, we're literally going to have it all in there before the event. Actually, a lot of it is in there. It's already ready in a hidden capacity on our website. I showed you the new design is already on there. The new videos, many of them are already done. I believe most of them are already done. Kevin has been working night and day to get those in there and get those ready. So that will all be available at the time of event. And that's actually one of the good things, that if you are attending the event, if you're there, what happens is we flip the switch, everything goes live in your back office, because suddenly the whole back office switches. And then you have these guys who are actually recording these videos. So you have Jesse and Kenya come up on stage and walk you guys through. Here's what you're seeing now in Pro, and here is what's happening in there, and then walk you through all of that stuff. And you have the Elite guys come over, and they teach you, here's what you're seeing in your Elite back office. By the way, here is a new little twist that is not in there, that is on top of everything else, and so on and so forth. So it will all be there, and that's one of the other reasons why being at the event would be very helpful for you guys, is because you'll get to see live what these things mean, and then this give you a much better chance of understanding everything and being successful with it very quickly. Okay, so it's just basically going to cut your time to success, going to lower your learning curve a little bit. Will they be training on FBA from outside the US? Ooh, this is very important, because the process is very complicated using brokers for customs clearance and etc. So first of all, thank Sean on this, because there is a solution that I worked on, but the one that Sean has already been using has been really good. And then we're going to combine that with one of the other things that we were able to work out already that just kind of blows it away. So here's what's going to happen. We are trying to make it completely fully managed for you. Okay, it's going to be FMFBA, which is fully managed FBA for you. So it should be FMFBA. And what happens to that is you're in Bangladesh or somewhere. You are basically going to go in there. You're going to say, this is my product that I want to source. I selected this product from China. But I don't want to handle customs. I don't want to do all of this stuff. I don't want the product sent to me in Bangladesh, and then I have to send it over to the US, deal with the customs twice, deal with taxation twice, deal with the cost of shipping twice, and then have it somehow packaged and send it to Amazon. Who's going to do that? So what's going to happen is you will be able to go in, you select a product, you say, this is the product I want to work with. You will go to the contact, you will say, within your back office in DSD, you're going to basically say, here's my product. I want all the customs, the shipping, the taxes. I want the packaging done, and I want the shipping to Amazon's this fulfillment center plus there's going to be, whatever the labor charges, which is actually very, very, very low. It's very, very, very good. And once again, instead of charging you guys, for $3,000, we're going to show you how to use our managed service. We're actually going to, again, this is all going to come out of that small percentage out of your sale. Okay? So you basically can be overseas. You just pick a product, make sure it's quality check, you go through the trade, you find the product, verify it's all, and then you just basically have it entirely. It's packaged for you in an packages, gets loaded in the shipment, sent to the US, customs handled for you, shipping handled for you, taxation handled for you, sent to the Amazon FBA, and you get a notification from Amazon, your items just arrived, and you can be just all happy about it. Okay? So that, I think, is by itself, that's the stuff that we are launching for $1,500 to $3,000. And we are just trying to, like I said, we're going in the direction of, we're a platform. We're not a training sales company. We're trying to sell you training. We're a platform that says, we want you successful so that we can be successful out of that. And that's basically what you see play out here. If we are VIP, will we need to bring a laptop for the options training? Actually, you don't need to bring a laptop at all. Remember that this is over the weekend, so the market should be closed anyway, because it's not like you're going to be doing live trading then, right? You can't be doing live trading during the event. So you don't need to bring a laptop. Of course, you should bring something to take notes with. I think it's beneficial in general to have a laptop with you, just because you'll be able to see, you'll be able to follow along a lot of the stuff live as they, when they're on the stage walking through it. You'll be in your back office going through it as well. And when we're doing the option side of training, and we're walking through some of the things that are happening there, we'll be sharing a lot of statistics and numbers. You can take note of everything you want, but you really don't need a laptop for that.
It's funny, real quick, I just want to chime in on something, because in the last event that we had, there was a lot of rah-rah stuff that we did. Understand that there is no rah-rah at this event. It is like pure content. So I would definitely bring something to take notes with. But again, if you purchase tickets, whether you show up or not, then you're going to get the event recording as well. So you'll be able to watch that stuff later. But there is a lot of value to get on there and go ahead and say, oh, Kenya's going through pro. Let me go along with her and look at the changes that are happening in DSD2. It's kind of fast starting to get you up to speed really, really quickly on what the changes are, and why you want to leverage those changes. So definitely.
Yep. And regarding your product launches, by the way, the question is clear. What level of DSD do we have to be to have that managed FBA products in the USA? You just have to be in Genesis. You have to be in Genesis, and you have to be an active pro or a lead user. You have to be an active user of one of those two levels. And then that basically happens for you. So there are no like hidden extra costs or something like that. That's basically how it works. And then the second question comes in that actually ties in with this one, which was, if we never use the free launch for a product that's available, our Genesis launch, actually it'll be more than available, because now, because of this new model, any product that we put out there, because you're in our FBA rotation, right? Because we are actually getting a percentage of the profits generated off of these product sales. It's an incentive for us also. Okay, not that we are doing it just for the money, but this is just the right way to structure these things. It should all be in a way that the incentive is for your best results. So the incentive for us is to make sure that your product gets launched in the best way possible. So not only do you have access to all these extra services and so on, you do get put in rotation for the launch of the product with our entire sales force at your behest to sell your product for you. And that will happen for every single product that you do this Amazon integration on. Okay, so you will literally just go in there, you just check a couple boxes for this integration, you put your Amazon login once, and that's it. That's basically it. You're set to go. From that moment on, everything else is done. If we have all the products, do we have to purchase them again after the event? Absolutely not. No. This is not a sales pitch. We don't want you to buy the stuff all over again. If you have a product right now, it will just naturally be available to you, and under the new DSD2, automatically. You do not need to pay for it whatsoever. Okay? I think I was very clear about it. Let's make it very clear. Can Kevin, you also say that you do not need to pay again for a product you already have?
you absolutely do not need to pay again for a product you already have. DSD2 there's going to be a switch to these, and it's going to go live in your back offices during the event. Okay, and so if you already have Genesis, or you already have Monopoly, or you have Unleashed or Elite, or whatever product level you're at right now, it's just you're going to have access to 2.0 right then and there.
I think we have answered majority of a lot of the questions are kind of repetitive, and they're like all echoing each other a little bit. So I think we've addressed pretty much all the questions, which I think is a good sign. I think that's people saying you have done a good job. Watch now, the majority of questions come in. No, you have not done a good job. Answer mine. I think overall, anybody who just looks at the direction we're headed in an objective way will recognize that this is the best way to ensure success for our members, to continued success of the entire community, and that this event is not going to be like a typical company event. This is not about Alessandro doing a 12-hour training on your mindset. It's not going to be a bunch of people coming up on testimonials saying, here is what I did with DSD, and my life has changed, and so on. Because we all already know that, right? I mean, seriously, at this point, we kind of get tired of all the success stories. If you have a success, we don't get tired of success stories. My point is, if you have a success story, instead of coming to us and saying, hey guys, I did so well, what I would way more see coming out is you coming to us, like all of these guys, coming to us and saying, I'm having this incredible success. By the way, I figured these 3 things out that have made me really, really successful. These are not covered right now. Would you like to have this be taught to everybody? And we will take an honest good look at that. And that's what we really want. We want this to no longer be about, oh, look at this guy, he made money with our system, come buy our system. We want it to be about, this guy made money with our system, he's going to help you guys to have the same kind of results. Okay, because
Hey, Atash, can I really interrupt here? This is what gets me the most excited. Having the community-driven stuff here with the top welcoming the feedback and input from the people that are doing what's working now. And this is what's going to take us to the next level. I mean, this right here, boom, that. Having come, show us what you got and what's working now, and they're going to listen. I mean, I'm talking from the field. They're going to listen. I mean, that's what gets me the most excited, is community-driven stuff. So I'm excited. Thanks.
You're welcome. I don't know if that was worth interrupting me, but that's it. Good. I'm sorry. This is
was anytime you get interrupted,
no. I'm seriously I live in like semi-isolation right now because life is basically hospital treatment, home, bad internet, and so now I have like a few minutes of just letting loose. Anyways, can you use your affiliate earnings to pay for event ticket? Yes, you can. The way you would do that is you would withdraw the money through GPT to your bank account or to your credit card, and then you can use that to buy your event ticket. But if you mean, can I use that directly from the back office in DSD and pay that for the event, that can't be done right now because the payment processes are different. Can I get an invitation letter from DSD to show up at my visa interview in Nigeria? Yes, actually, I don't know if it was you who sent in the support ticket already. There was a person who already sent in a support ticket at the help desk saying, can I get an invitation letter from DSD? This is a corporate event. Yes, in such a case, we can send you that. However, your visa has to be a tourist visa. And the last event, this is a funny story, there was somebody who was trying to get an immigration visa by asking for an invitation letter. And I was like, no, you can't do that. You shouldn't even try either. But yes, if you're coming on a tourist visa for the event, we can give you a letter that says, we are holding a corporate event at these dates. This individual is a part of our company, is a member of our user base, and is invited. That's we can do that for you. And it's such a
I would check your inbox for a reply to that because I think that was already sent off.
That's why I think this might be a different person because that was one head test ticket that was already addressed.
Okay. Yeah, because we've already, that's already happened once. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, the other one was South Africa. This was South Africa, or the other one was South Africa? Yeah, the other one was South Africa. All right. I think we've addressed everything. I think we're now getting into the immigration issue in the U.S. So we can avoid that topic. Let's. I think we've addressed all the questions. We've gone about 2.5 hours, and Trent was also just suddenly came to the realization. God, 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. And yeah, he said that was just the thought that he had. So.
It wasn't even as hot as it appears.
Yeah, Trent needs to let his hair loose.
About this, I love the logo.
I did it to throw you guys off this time.
You're sad. I'm excited. This is the reason why I want to get on here.
That's going to lead us into some mindset training.
All right, anyone who gets this far in the recording, rewind it. I say at the beginning. And as soon as I said mindset, one of the attachments like Gollum. Bridges. And then the whole thing out, he used to just hammer it.
For all of those who go to the event, they're going to get live affirmation.
So thumb drive. Thumb drive is going to have one sound. Affirmations for you. All right. Well, I think people are finally realizing that majority of the content part is done. Now, what we're going to be doing also is going forward, we're going to actually have weekly webinars. Weekly webinar for DSD, weekly webinar for training, weekly webinar for the opportunity side, as well as weekly webinars for options domination, both one for training and one for the opportunity side. So we're going to actually really lay into all the webinar stuff. It's going to be awesome. It's going to scale up very massively. Just looking at the feedback we had so far on the new style that we started doing, the webinar that we've done, and so on, I think this will take us places by itself, not even counting the fact that we do know that we have 200,000 to 300,000 new members coming and all that good stuff. That's basically where we are. So this was kind of the state of the DSD, or state of domination or whatever. That's where we are. That's the sword. And if you guys have any other questions, as always, feel free to contact the help desk. We have our support staff in there. They usually know how to respond. In case they don't, they will get a hold of us and we'll make sure that you guys are taken care of. Okay? So we still have like 300 people on here, which is great. Love the fact that you guys are committed enough to your businesses. I guess you have a slight sense of likeness towards us as well. So we really appreciate that you're all on here, stuck with us this long, and also thanks to all of you wonderful people on here. Really appreciate all of you being on here, all the leaders. If we can get like a parting word from everybody, that would be awesome. Yes.
I just want to
Let's start with that.
I just want to say that one of the things I'm most excited about here is having a group of people to collaborate with. We're not on the same team. We have all been in the same specialty group for a while now, able to share ideas and bring things to each other, and just so that we can bring the best to the company. And there's not like I feel like I have a great set of friends here. There's not like a competition thing. It's an amazing thing for TSD. And I'm really excited for the journey that we're going on and we're taking here.
Yes, buy your tickets. If you haven't bought your tickets, get your tickets, because this is going to be an event that you are not going to want to miss. You're going to see so much talent with all these guys, and you're going to wish you were here, because this is going to excel your business to the next level.
Well, like Alessandro would say, buying the ticket is the first step to transforming
working together as a big group to bring this to the next level, keeping things current, keeping things fresh, keeping things good, making sure that everybody is up to date. And if we keep things current and keep things fresh, it's going to keep people making money on the product side, and everyone's happy. I mean, that's my takeaway. I mean, the whole, hey, look, if there's somebody out there that's doing something that's really working right now, we want to hear from you, because you're valuable. Your input is valuable. We want to hear from you, and so does the rest of the customers and the field. So, I mean, I'll shut up now. That's it for me. I'm done.
No, I really, really want to point something out, because this thought just hit me. See, Fred, I have some thoughts as well every now and then. So this just really came to me. I want you guys to think of something. A lot of people go to these events or to hear these, very wealthy individuals speak. Like Donald Trump is speaking, or Bloomberg is speaking, or whoever. And these names come to me because I'm right now sitting pretty close to some of these buildings named after these guys. Now, I want you to consider something that's really, really mind-blowing that I don't think a lot of people are considering. DS Domination's user base, okay, just our user base, is probably the strongest revenue-generating non-corporate entity in the world right now. Our user base collectively between them is responsible for, I'm pretty sure, upwards of $100 million per year in revenue transactions. I'd be very surprised if it was less than that. I'm pretty confident it's actually much more than that as well, just looking at the statistics I have from this generation alone. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars worth of revenue generation being done by this one group of people. There is no other group like this that exists overall. I mean, these are real world businesses, real world business owners. So when we talk about community collaboration and things like that, it sound like very pretty words and like, oh, such nice, happy feeling. But at the same time, we are talking about likely some of the most successful individuals as a group, especially in all of America and all of the world really at this point, that you are getting to hear from, that you're getting direct training from, that you're getting all of this stuff from. And it's weird to think of yourself or to think of your group or to think of your family in that setting, right? It's like you're certainly a part of the Kardashians. No, you're not. That was a bad example. You're certainly a part of the Trumps. Another bad example. You're certainly a part of some really awesome family that is also extremely wealthy, but is also loving enough that they're going to share this stuff with you. So it's kind of mind-blowing to just consider for a second that you're part of a community that by itself, as a community, is responsible for more e-commerce transactions right now than probably any other single defined group. Obviously, there are a lot of other people combined doing that stuff, but as a defined group, we're probably the biggest one there is right now in terms of gross numbers. So it's kind of weird, man. We should be charging non-DSD members for the event. That's what we should be doing.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, that's what we should have been doing from the beginning. We should be like, you're DSD, you don't pay for this. Other people should pay to come in and to be in your presence, to bask in the glory of fellow DSD members.
I think we should do that for the next event. Since today for this one, but I think you might be onto something there.
Hey Kevin,
Yes,
why don't you hit home the concept of total actionable skills that are coming out of the event, something that people will be able to take home and actually implement and put into action right now, right after the event, obviously to make money. I mean, that's to build a business.
Well, I'll tell you this: no matter what you're doing, if you're on the affiliate side, I mean, you're going to walk out of there, you'll be able to make videos, you'll have templates. Right? If you're looking at the marketing on the Craigslist side of the house, I mean, both those strategies in the last year and a half have produced over 1,600 signups just from 2 individuals. So you've got that, you've got the funnels in place, you've got the funnel in place, you've got the step-by-step instructions how to do it. Plus, you got the advanced training because you're at the event, right? But at every level in DS domination, at the pro, at the elite, leash, monopoly, market stream, at your affiliate level, Genesis, everything, you have an actionable step. Why? Because no matter what you were doing before you got there, you're now in a situation that you have better training, not just because you went to the event, but because you also have DSD2 and it's gonna change your entire business. It's gonna change your entire business, no matter what you're doing right now. If you're currently drop shipping, it's gonna change how you drop ship a little bit, right? Day one, we're it's nuts. Most events you go to are kind of like rah, 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 party, party, party. And our first event was like that. It was, let's make all this content, and it turned into, just a bunch of people coming up on stage with a bunch of stories. Just being honest here. That's what we had, a lot of that. This is so far removed from that, it's ridiculous. Everything is just content, 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 content. From the very people that teach it in DSD 2.0 at those levels. Bonus material, content that you can use. So there'll be stuff that you can do while you're at the event. I mean, after the first day, you hit that VIP training, you get on there and you've got the Craigslist marketing strategy, and you have your thumb drive. You can go plug that bad boy in your computer. You've got all your links that you need. You've got all your capture pages and your sales funnels, and you can just go right there while you're there and post a Craigslist ad and start getting traffic that day to a funnel that's proven to work over and over and over again. So, nuts, nuts. So, there we go. Is that what you're looking for, Mike?
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just, it's an honor. I mean, again, like Hitesh said, I can't do it any more justice. It's literally the people who are out there doing this stuff day in and day out that have guided the direction of this company the whole time, but have we've never been able to just let them loose and really kind of take the reins on this stuff, and now we can. We have, we are, you get to be a part of that as we move forward on DSD 2.0 and the events. You get to take part of that and witness this change. And so just for that alone, I would be there. And Sean,
Yes.
any closing remarks, sir?
I think Hitesh said just one closing word. You guys have thrown out like 500 word essays instead of just one word.
That's because we don't listen to him very often.
Yeah, you need to listen to his instructions a little bit better next time.
You don't follow the instructions.
No, but I'm really excited about the direction that we're going in with both dominations on the dropship side and the option side. And I know that the first year and a half of DSD was absolutely awesome. 100,000 plus people through the door and hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in revenue generated from all our users, and that was just like a start. So we're going to be able to grow this thing to the next level. I know the people on this panel, what they're good at, and I've seen their stuff, and it's absolutely amazing. And I know what I'm good at, and what I have to offer to the table. It's going to explode people's income and all the software that's coming through. And on the option side, we're a month into this company, where we're going to be there in 2, 3, 4 years down the road. These are exciting times for the company, and I'm just really excited to meet all you people in Dallas and pack the room with hopefully a couple thousand people in there. And events, in my opinion, before Las Vegas, I always thought these things were all raw, waste of money. I honestly always thought that. I never went. And I wouldn't say the DSD event was a lot of storytelling, but what was really valuable for me was I actually had a chance, because Jesse Singh, who is the #1 recruiter in the company in terms of amount of signups he brought to the door, I actually had the luxury of being able to travel with him because it was about a half hour from my house just by chance after DSD. And just being able to pick his brain on the flight and learn from him just helped to skyrocket my income. When I left the event in July, I actually had a 20,000 plus affiliate month. And a lot of that was from the techniques that I learned just from picking his brain. So sometimes just learning a couple little things live from Kenya or Trent or Kevin or whoever down there is worth the price of admission. And you just can't get that stuff through the internet. You just don't get that, and it's the stuff that goes on when the event's not happening too. People are down at the bar till 2 in the morning just marketing and being able to have a drink with somebody or share a meal with them and just pick their brain. And when you leave these events, you just feel so motivated and excited, and you get back home and work extra harder, and all of a sudden your income grows because of that too. So I was somebody who was one of these people who always thought events ticket yet, or you're kind of on the fence, you should be getting there if you want your income to grow in June and for the rest of 2015. So that's all I have to say. I'm super excited, and I'm just looking forward to seeing you all in Dallas in the future. No, it's fine. I know it does. It is true. It is true that the majority of communication is not working, right? So people sound on their sound.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
Alright, it's honestly everything that Sean just said was like a lot of the stuff that I was gonna say. I had the pleasure of hosting an event last year, and one of the things that I thought was really awesome is when I asked how many people are making money in this room, it was like 85% of people raised their hand. Like that was really cool. And then the people that you meet, like I too got some really good value from some different people and some different leaders that I met there and came back. I also had a $20,000 affiliate month that same month coming back. For those of you that are affiliates that are getting your teams there, it's going to help your business, it's going to help their business. Everything grows when we get to an event. The stuff that you're going to learn there is insane. Like, I know all these people on a personal level now that you're seeing down in the panel boxes, and they're amazing people. Like, I personally, myself, have learned some incredible value from every single person you've heard talk tonight. So, get there, get a ticket. Like, I would love to shake your hand, meet you guys too, and that's all I have to say about it. Get there, be square, however they say that. I'm tired.
You said get there or be square. Awesome. Yeah, you still on? Awesome. Nope. Okay. Cash, you still there?
I'm still here. I was looking through all the remaining questions to see if there were any non-duplicate ones. There's just one, which is, will there be a meeting on Sunday at the event? There is a meeting, yes. And there is just some stuff on Sunday morning, but it's not going to be very heavy content-driven training sessions. So if you already have a flight out, or it's going to cost you extra, or you can't do it, don't feel too bad about it. But there is going to be something. It's really going to be good though, because you will get to meet with in a slightly more informal setting, and instead of an audience that's focused on the stage, it's going to be you guys will get a lot more interaction with each other. It's kind of stuff they were talking about. So I think personally, if I was going to the event, I would definitely stay on until at least mid of Sunday, mid Sunday, just because you will see that happen. You will see a lot more interactions play out during those extra hours. But if you can, that's fine. Okay, if you guys have additional questions for any of the guys any of the people on here as well, like if you have a specific question for Kenya or for Nikki or Sean or Alessandro or anything like that, for any of these guys who are on here, if you have a specific question and you don't know how to get a hold of them, okay, let's say you're looking at the economy, like this stuff is awesome, you don't know how to get a hold of them, you can send us a head list ticket. They are part of DS nomination. They will be, like I said, they're going to be like mini owners at this point. So you can actually send any questions for them specifically into the help desk. Will get routed to them or will be addressed as soon as it's able. Okay, is there a way to actually officially close the handout just so everybody can watch the recording instead? Because I don't want people to just sit here and kind of be stuck.
Yeah.
So I know we still have over 1,000 people on here, and I know. It again means a whole lot to us actually that there are so many people still who think that there's going to be something useful said, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's have Kenya and Alessandro say something that might be something.
mindset training
No,
right now.
but how about you guys are awesome for being here this long, and I say have a great night and buy your ticket. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh, I was ready to get on that one.
We don't know how to do that yet.
I can teach you.
All right. Yep. That'll be part of DSD 2.0 introduction. All right. Well, guys, everybody, thank you for being here. All of you leaders are amazing for being on here and helping interact with everybody and taking care of everything. And obviously, thank you very much to all of our attendees in the audience. You guys are absolutely awesome. I mean, it was less than a 24-hour notice. We had, I think, from the live count, it's over 6,000 people who were on here. So, really, really excited to see all of you in Dallas and just provide exceptional quality content to you guys. Just make sure that all of you guys are very, very successful going down the road here. And remember, in a couple of hours, we'll have a live session, training session on options domination as well. So we'll see you guys on there. You know, happy trading, happy selling on FBA, happy selling on eBay, happy being an affiliate, and just all in all, you guys have a great night.
Night, everybody. Night.
Night all. See you.
Bye.
Night.
I
shake up the majority of six. Here's the plan. For one of the other four.
And that's grandma.
That's why you drink tea.
You know, I have a whole other life that you don't even know about, okay? I like tea.
Fine. I'll take care of it. Quick question. Do I have to go?
Yes.
Good. Because I want to go. Okay, apparently Mother's Day is Sunday, and this year you got to kick it up a notch.
Excuse me. Why do we never have secret meetings in my room?
Because your brother's feet stink. Really? I don't smell it. Just take our word for it. Okay, guys, here's the deal. She's your mom, so this year you guys are getting the gift. Hey, you're grown up now. You're 21, you're 18, you're...
Really, Dad?
You know how old you are. And we got to do better than the Mom in the Moon t-shirt. That's the bar.
Oh, that shirt was awesome. Hey, I saw this cave mom one with the cave lady.
No mom t-shirts of any kind. You guys got to bring it this year. I got my job. I'm booking the reservation at the tea place you want to go to. And yes, we all have to go. I checked. I get cracking on that gift.
So, Mom, if you were to win the lottery for, say, $15, what would you splurge on?
15, huh? Yikes. You gotta get your dad to chip in. Oh, I saw they sent the course catalog from East Indy City.
Yeah. Oh, my God. They have such interesting classes. I know I said I wanted to be a psychologist, but it would be so fun to be a vet. But I hear that's really hard.
Sue, don't limit yourself. If there's something you decide to do, go for it.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. You know, my mom was always telling me to play it safe and be practical. So I said to myself, when I had kids, I would not limit them that way. So the hell with practical, Sue. Your future is wide open. You gotta reach for the stars.
Agent Dr. Sue Heck, the elephant is 6.
How about you and your mom? Is there anything you do different?
What do you mean?
Well, you know, my mom always did things I said I'd never do as a parent. So are there things you do different from me when you have kids?
Oh, no, Mom, you're perfect.
I don't know about perfect, but no, really, there's nothing you'd change.
No. Well, I guess sometimes I wish you'd been more organized.
Oh, okay.
Just because I remember never having the permission slips to go on field trips, and it'd be kind of embarrassing because I was the only one. Or sometimes when I would try out for things, I wouldn't have what I needed. So instead of pom-poms, I would have to do a cheer waving around a pair of dirty joke socks.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, I guess I just think it'd be super important to be organized. That's the kind of mom I want to be. Okay, good.
I really need to concentrate on my driving record.
Yeah, I'm calling because I want to make a reservation for 6 for this Sunday.
Afternoon tea?
Oh, you'll have to do that online.
Oh, can't you just do it?
We don't take phone reservations.
I'm talking to you right now. If you don't take reservations, why do you pick up the phone?
To answer questions.
Okay, here's a question. Can I have a reservation for 6 this Sunday?
No. See, we like to write everyone online. We find it much more convenient that way. Oh, I see someone just took a table for 6. Was that you?
No. I mean, yes. Yeah, that was me.
I think you'll find it much more convenient to just get online.
Well, it's official. I'm a crappy mom.
Just means Sunday's off?
Serious, Mike. I was talking to Sue, and I asked her if there was anything different she'd do when she had kids.
Why do you go looking for trouble?
And she said she'd be more organized. And do you blame her? I mean, when you're auditioning for Cabaret with only one character shoe because your mom forgot to put the other shoe in your bag, who do you think's going to get the part? The girl with the good mom, not Sue.
Maybe it made her stronger?
That's BS and you know it. Look at this drawer. Yeah, this is the kind of mother I am. Oh, silverware, panty liners, stamps, roll of film. I'll go get your phone.
Get the iPhone 6 with rollover data to share, only from AT&T.
Dress in a kitchen to cook, with details in every nook. I showed you a crack on the wall, and found you a house that was a smarter call. Let a RE/MAX agent guide you. RE/MAX, dream with your eyes open.
There are no medals won for every day. It's just what you do for family. But it's hard to build a future if you can't see past today. That's why Walmart is investing in the most important part of our company, our people. Because a raise in pay raises us all.
the thing.
Wow. Hey, check this out. This is like nice.
Magazine rack for the bathroom? Don't have a lot of magazines. Plus, she's been spending a lot